we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we say fuck this peace shit and grab them clappers? How long before we lose our voices shouting Black Lives Matter? How long we gon' keep letting them disrespect our president? How long we gon' keep letting them terrorize our residents? I'm sick of this shit, it's word to Bernie Mac. How long before we police ourselves, take our own streets back? How long for Uncle Tom hitting hate on this shit? How long before they take a shot at me for making this shit? How long I gotta wait for justice for Josiah Shaw? How long we gotta fake it till we can take it and whack 'em all? How long we not gonna make these youngins pull their pants up? How long we gon' keep letting them shoot us down with our hands up? How long we gon' keep killing our own and making these streets hot? How long will what I say to you stay with you when the beats stop? How long's your attention span? How long you watch the news? You ain't down to shake shit up with the rebels for the cause? I ain't talking to you.
Hey y'all, what's up? What's going on? How you doing? Good evening and happy Monday night, and welcome to Provoked Thoughts. It is your boy, Mr. Provoked Thoughts, that's in the building, and we are here and we are ready to go. How's everybody doing this evening? I am glad to be here, glad to be able to talk to you guys, and glad to be able to make it happen for you. So tonight is my usual Monday night. You know, we cover a lot on Monday nights. It is one of those things that we do. You know, in the midst of everything, you know, I got some information in regards to January 6th and the so-called insurrection that didn't happen, but they try to make it seem like it happened, and it didn't happen. I don't know. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and examine some of that stuff and take a quick look. Just, you know, kind of let me know how you feel about it and what you think, you know, as far as we move along in our evening. So let's see, here we go.
Good evening, and boy, do we have a phenomenal episode for you today. That's because just earlier today, a hidden transcript was made public for the very first time, which exposed a certain narrative that the government has been trying to sell the American people for well over a year now. Specifically, this was a never-before-made public January 6th transcript, which undermines one of the central claims that was made by the House Select Committee, the claim regarding the 10,000 National Guard troops. Let me briefly explain what the claim was, and then subsequently what this new transcript reveals. To start with, shortly after the event of January 6th, you have President Trump's chief of staff, Mr. Mark Meadows. He came out and he told interviewers that the administration had actually offered upwards of 10,000 National Guard troops to the city of Washington ahead of the planned demonstrations on January 6th. For instance, during an interview over on Fox News, here's specifically what Mark Meadows said.
That the president was very vocal in making sure that we had plenty of National Guard, plenty of additional support, because he supports the rule of law, he supports our law enforcement, and offered additional help. Even in January, that was given. As many as 10,000 National Guard troops were told to be on the ready by the Secretary of Defense. That was a direct order from President Trump. And yet here's what we see is there's all kinds of blame going around, but yet not a whole lot of accountability. That accountability needs to rest with where it ultimately should be, and that's on Capitol Hill.
Likewise, you had the former acting Secretary of Defense, Mr.
So basically, you mean to tell me that this whole time they tried to make it seem like that this man did not provide any type of National Guard, any type of protection from what happened on J6, but come to find out there were 10,000 National Guard troops offered that were rejected by Nancy Pelosi. We know exactly what the heck happened there. It was a setup.
Christopher Miller, he gave an interview to Vanity Fair wherein he said that, quote, in a meeting on January 5th, 2021, Mr. Miller told President Trump that the Department of Defense was going to provide any number of Guard personnel that Washington officials requested. President Trump, according to Mr. Miller, responded by saying, quote, you're going to need 10,000 people. But Mr. Miller told the Select Committee that he never knew of any plans of that nature. There was no directive, there was no order from the president. However, it appears that the reason there was no order is because the mayor of DC was not interested in the offer. And she wasn't shy about saying that she was not interested. In fact, on January 5th, she publicly posted on Twitter her response letter to the Trump administration saying unequivocally that, quote, to be clear, the District of Columbia is not requesting other federal law enforcement personnel and discourages any additional deployment without immediate notification to and consultation with the Metropolitan Police Department if such plans are underway. And so Mayor Muriel Bowser, she declined the additional troops and she essentially passed the buck to the Capitol Police. However, it was later revealed that the Capitol Police was likely hamstrung by politics. Here's specifically what the former chief of the Capitol Police, Mr. Stephen Sun, here's what he said during a Senate hearing. Quote, I spoke about asking for Guard assistance ahead of January 6th, but that former House Sergeant at Arms, Paul Irvine, turned down the plan. Mr. Irvine stated that he was concerned about the optics of having National Guard present and didn't feel that the intelligence supported it. And so, based on these different data points, it appears that what took place was that President Trump and his staff were offering National Guard troops to the city of Washington. It was just that the city was not interested for one reason or another. And this whole back and forth exchange, well, it was actually summed up quite succinctly in a CNN town hall. Take a listen.
One of the big problems was that Nancy Pelosi, Crazy Nancy as I affectionately call her, Crazy Nancy Pelosi and the mayor of Washington were in charge, as you know, of security. And they did not do their job. They're not in charge of the
National Guard. You're in charge of the National
They are
Guard.
Well, I offered them National Guard. I said, we'll give you soldiers, we'll give you National Guard, we'll give you whatever you want. And they turned me down.
You're
and in
acting
fact, she
defense
turned me down.
secretary.
She turned me down in writing. They turned me down.
But your acting defense secretary, Chris Miller, at the time, he says you never gave a formal order to deploy the National Guard. But when it came to that day,
just the opposite. Chris Miller wrote a book, and he's a fantastic guy, and he was ready to go. They turned him down. If you look, the mayor of Washington, D.C., lovely lady, she said, we don't want it. We don't like the look. Nancy Pelosi said, oh, we don't like the look. If they would have had I offered them 10,000 soldiers. I said, it could be 10, it could be more, but I offered them specifically 10,000 soldiers. If they would.
Hey, yo, this is my favorite town hall. This is the one where he called old girl right here a nasty woman because all she was doing was acting a fool and interrogating. Before we get going, I'm going to shout out everybody that's in the chat right now. Comment. Make sure that if you're coming in and this is your very first time, if you've been in here and it's your third time, 15th time, make sure you're liking this stuff. Make sure you're commenting. Make sure you're sharing. Make sure that you are subscribing to the channel. That is the only way that we can make this channel grow. We are approximately right now at 252 subscribers, which is way better than what I had about a week and some change ago, off maybe about 120 some odd people. If we can do that in a week, I promise you we can get to 500. I'm getting new subscribers every day, and I'm like I'm saying, just make sure that you like, you share, and you subscribe to this channel. If you haven't, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell an enemy. I don't care who you tell, but just let them know that Provoked Thoughts is live. All right, and we will keep it going.
Would have taken 500 soldiers, you wouldn't have had the problem. They turned it down. And if you look at the Inspector General report, he says they turned it down. They made a terrible mistake.
However, this is where things, you can say, got a bit interesting. Because despite this testimony, last year, while Democrats were still the majority in the House of Representatives, well, the Select Committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol, they released their official final report. This report, which you can see up on your screen, and for your reference, it was 845 pages long.
Yesterday, I watched, something in regards to, January 6th, Donald Trump and all of that great stuff. And you know that the J6 committee concentrated a lot of their investigation on what happened in Georgia. Now, this particular thing that I watched has got to be, a year and some change old. So, that is a fact that there was probably some collusion, because if the J6 committee was concentrating on the shit, then it's possible that, they were definitely colluding or allegedly colluding. Let's be proper and correct. Allegedly colluding with DA Fonnie Willis in regards to helping her to make a case, because everybody knows she's a crackpot prosecutor and she ain't got the skill set. She's too light to fight, too thin to win, and not really too light to fight from what I can see. But she still can't win regardless. So that was just a little nugget, something on my mind. I don't know. We'll keep it moving.
It was then echoed by news outlets across the whole country. And the report contained in it some very specific conclusions regarding the question of National Guard troops. And among those was the following, quote, President Trump had authority and responsibility to direct deployment of the National Guard in the District of Columbia, but never gave any order to deploy the National Guard on January 6th or any other day. Then, if you go a little bit down in the report, it mentions the question of National Guard troops again and includes a small snippet from a certain transcript. Quote, some have suggested that President Trump gave an order to have 10,000 troops ready for January 6th. The Select Committee found no evidence of this. In fact, President Trump's acting Secretary of Defense, Christopher Miller, directly refuted this when he testified under oath. And then below that is the small snippet. Question, to be crystal clear, there was no order from President Trump to put 10,000 troops to be on the ready for January 6th, correct? Then Miller responds, no, yeah, that's correct. There was no order from the president. And so there's a lot to unpack here. The final report, it unequivocally wrote that the Select Committee found no evidence that Trump gave an order for 10,000 troops.
Funny how that is, huh? What's going on, big boy?
What's going on, man? I'm trying to get up in the house, so I'm listening to you.
Yeah, grab them groceries, man, and get them in there. I know you should have been to the store or something, probably. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're grabbing something to drink real quick.
Absolutely, makes sense.
However, that's a game of semantics. That's because while it might be true that there was no order to deploy 10,000 troops, that was very likely because the offer of the troops was rejected by the local civilian leadership. In fact, in this final report, the comments from Mark Meadows are not included. The statements from President Trump himself are not included. And even in that short snippet from Christopher Miller, the one that I read to you just a moment ago about there being no direct order from President Trump to deploy the troops, well, for some reason, the report failed to include Christopher Miller's previous quote, the one about how President Trump wanted the Defense Department to provide any number of Guard troops that Washington requested, adding that they'll probably need about 10,000 troops. For some reason, that first part was omitted from the final.
For some strange reason, I feel like that if Donald Trump wanted anything to happen on January 6th, he probably wanted a massive demonstration. Like I'm talking about, that's why he 10,000 troops in front of the Capitol. Ain't nobody going in there, bro. So for them to reject that, knowing that it's rowdy people, knowing that they planted Antifa people, and knowing all of this shit, then you take the troops away, and now you got chaos and all type of shit going on that wouldn't have been going on if the 10,000 troops that he asked for came. Y'all need to quit playing that, man. It's not an insurrectionist. Get your life together. The lies.
A report. Now, all this we already knew. However, earlier today, a new, previously hidden transcript has just been revealed, which undermines the no evidence claim even further. Because you see, Mr. Anthony Ornato, who was...
It's all been a plan the whole time. Look at this douche rocket.
The White House Deputy Chief of Staff during the time of January 6th, he was apparently also interviewed by the J6 Select Committee. However, the content of his interview never made it into the final report.
Of course.
And today we likely know why. The transcript of Mr. Ornato's interview, it reveals a phone conversation that he overheard. It took place between Mark Meadows, who was, again, Trump's White House Chief of Staff at the time, and Ms. Muriel Bowser, who was the mayor of Washington, D.C. And here's how this phone conversation went, according to the transcript of Mr. Ornato's interview with the J6 Select Committee. Quote, question, when it comes to the National Guard statement about having 10,000 troops or any other number of troops, do you recall any discussion prior to the 6th about whether or how many National Guard troops to deploy on January 6th? Answer, I do recall a conversation, I believe. It was with Mr. Meadows and the mayor, Mayor Bowser. I remember he was on the phone with her, and I had walked in for something, and I was there. And he was on the phone with her and wanted to make sure she had everything she needed. because I think it was the concern of anti and pro groups clashing is what I recall. And not anywhere near the Capitol. This was just out in the mall area or at the event, and wanted to know if she needed any more guardsmen. And I remember the number 10,000 coming up of, the president wants to make sure that you have enough. He is willing to ask for 10,000.
Because he didn't want all that stupid shit happening. You can't. The thing about it is they want to make it seem like that he has this great control over people, which is not true. He know what he's talking about, and we understand what he's saying. But if Donald Trump told me to stop working, you think I'm gonna stop working? Hell no. What sense does that shit make? So it's people, it's bad apples in every bunch. Even Trump supporters. You saw people with KKK hats and shit on, at his rallies, and he denounced all of that BS. But y'all won't let it go. He denounced David Duke, and y'all wouldn't let it go. He said it over and over again. I denounce anybody. Well, you want white supremacy. Wow. And it's amazing. And we sit here, we got a straight up liar in office right now. That lie, and lie some more. And it's like these crazies over here these are the same goofball retards that can't even listen to the side of an R. Kelly. They can't even listen because they've already made up their opinion. They don't even want to hear you speak. That's why CNN always cuts Donald Trump off. Because they don't even want the truth to come out. Even if it comes out of his mouth, they would rather hear the lie. They would rather hear the lie. And it's absolutely ridiculous. It makes no sense that they would rather hear the lie. Absolutely amazing to me. That's where we are right now. It's making our country into an abject failure. If we keep going this route, we are going to fail. If we keep going this route.
Chamber, you saw Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. It was priceless. You feigned shock at seeing her. But during your response to her heckling of you, you used the word illegal when talking about the man who allegedly killed Laken Riley.
Undocumented. Okay, so now you're walking back your comments on someone who is accused of, because I like to reserve judgment on my show, okay, of murdering somebody, although all evidence points that way, when there is evidence, because I don't look at shit that ain't got no evidence and make an opinion about it. If there's no evidence, my opinion can't be the evidence, or a testimony can't be the evidence. I need to see some shit that proves to me that this thing happened. So let him continue to talk. He is apologizing to an alleged murderer. So we're going to walk it back a little bit like he walked back his comments.
I noticed the look of surprise on your face when you walked into the chamber and you saw Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene.
And shout out to Marjorie Taylor Greene, man, for giving him that pen and having that man mess up the person's name, which goes to show you how disconnected you are. Then you turn around and you say, but what about all the people that's killed by Americans? Man, ain't nobody trying to hear none of that shit. Not a drop of it. Not a drop. Don't want to hear it, but whatever.
It was priceless. You feigned shock at seeing her. But during your response to her heckling of you, you used the word illegal.
In the middle of him saying this shit, he was like, yeah, that's right. So he, in his mind and heart, he was like, facts, by an illegal. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to find that clip too. Because he was like, yeah, she was murdered by an illegal. Yeah, that's right. Because he was real talk right there. Real talk from an old man. And the thing about dementia, the truth gonna come out. How you really feel. They need, boy, he gonna mess around and tell them how they really feel. How he like they got me. If I don't come out here and say these speeches, they shock me with a cattle prod when I get back to the White House. Oh no, they might be silently. Jill might be beating up Joe. Oh my God, it's crazy. Let him go and walk it back.
When talking about the man who allegedly killed Laken Riley.
An undocumented person. And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented. And look, when I spoke about the difference between Trump and me, one of the things I talked about on the border was that the way he talks about vermin, the way he talks about these people polluting the blood.
Really? People have been called worse. You know, vermin, at least a vermin is alive. I'd call this, you call people a piece of shit. Ain't no life to a piece of shit besides an odor. Shit, the odor's alive, but the shit is dead. Come on, Joe. You got to do better.
I talked about what I'm not going to do, what I won't do. I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect. Look, they built the country.
What? Wait, whoa.
Built the country. The reason our economy is growing. We have to control.
Did he just give?
The reason our economy is growing. We have to control the border and more orderly flow.
Wait a minute, they built the country. Did he say that?
Look, they built the country. The reason our economy.
I'm highly upset, people. I know y'all heard that.
With disrespect. Look, they built the country.
When? When that happened? I need to know when that happened. He talking about immigrants. He's literally talking about these illegals built this country, is what he said. I can't believe I caught that.
Look, they built the country.
I don't like this dude, man. For real. I would say black and white people got a stake in the fact that he said that bullshit.
Disrespect. Look, they built the country. The reason our economy is growing. We have to control the border and more orderly flow, but I don't share his view at all.
So you regret.
Somebody need to come in here and talk to me. I can't believe what I just heard. No disrespect. They built the country. Look at the economy. Exactly.
We have to control the border and
I gotta go back. I got one more time. Unfreaking believable.
With disrespect. Look, they built the country. The reason our economy is growing. We have to control the border and more orderly flow, but I don't share his view at all.
So you regret using that word?
Yes.
I am absolutely upset about that one. And I hope that y'all clip that, share that. Please. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Now, this dude and his cabinet ought to be carted out of the White House, man. That's treasonous. Oh my God, I don't even understand what I just heard. I'm trying to keep it together. Yeah, that upset me, man. I can't believe that. Oh, you done gave them credit for building this thing. Now, yeah, oh, you clowning. Oh my goodness, what is really going on? I don't even understand. I really don't understand what just happened on that interview, and they literally they built this country, man. Crap. And y'all say this dude ain't problematic. Hold on, man. Well, I don't think I'm sharing for y'all. Let me get this right. I need to share this to y'all. Dude done threw me off. Sorry. Talking that bullshit. So here we go. I had to take a minute. This shit pissed me off. Good Lord. What is wrong with that dude? All right, so this is from my Biden So Stupid collection. So give me a minute while I get that together for y'all. Because he didn't get on my nerves with that shit. I can't believe that I heard him say that the Mexicans built this country. That shit is pissing me off, y'all. I don't even know what to think anymore. That man said that bull crap. Okay, we're gonna get it together and we're gonna keep this situation rolling. All right, y'all.
Every president for the past 2 decades, Democrat and Republican alike, has declared war on drugs. And each of them has lost that war and lost it miserably.
A well-educated black has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white in terms of the job market. If I were starting off today, I would love to be a well-educated black because I really believe they do have an actual advantage.
One of the issues that has become central in the 2020 campaign has been the state of race relations in America. And right now you have the two leading presidential candidates having to defend their own legacies.
The moment that we find ourselves in the wake of George Floyd's death is unlike what we have seen in decades.
The country, if you just look at public polling, is really shifting faster than we've really seen in a long time.
Do you believe there is systemic racism in law enforcement?
Absolutely.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people.
We have two candidates for president who are really men of another era, and they're coming along and asking for people's votes at a moment when we seem to be entering a new era.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., civil rights leader and Nobel Prize winner, was shot and killed.
You know, I deem that statement true because so are white people. For real. You can see it. I mean, they don't put it on television like that, but yeah, it happens. Happens in Indy. For real. That's the inability to de-escalate a situation. That ain't got nothing to do with race. As you can see, it was a bunch of black cops beat the hell out of a black man over some bullshit. What was that, about a year and some change ago? And they sitting on trial. So, you know, hey, the things don't never change, man, for real.
killed tonight in Memphis, Tennessee.
Because Joe Biden and Donald Trump go back so far, they are really shaped in the way they perceive what's going on in the country now by 1968. For Trump, this is a time to look back at 1968 and recall that Nixon message of law and order, of connecting with the George Wallace supporters.
The people of our country are sick and tired of the breakdown of law and order. We've got to reestablish respect for law, respect for order.
For Joe Biden, that's also a formative moment.
Joe Biden ran for the U.S. Senate in 1972. If you looked at the way Biden ran, it's a much more conservative Biden.
Joe Biden.
I think it's useful to think of Joe Biden.
Joe Biden is actually the youngest senator ever. And the youngest president ever. Well, oldest president ever. Like he was the youngest senator ever, oldest president ever. I mean, so I give him credit. You've been around for a long time, but you've been hanging around this thing too long, bro. It's time to go, bro. That ain't even a face I could trust back then, man. What is this? Weird. Just weird. Oh my God. It's weird. Seriously? I don't know. That dude is weird looking. It was one situation that I saw with Joe Biden where he literally, I don't know what's wrong with this dude. I really don't, because he's literally trying to make it seem like he been some big part of the civil rights movement or some shit, and he lying his ass off because he did none of that shit, I don't think. Because he said he never did it. Never. Hey, Big Five, what's cracking, my dude? Are you there? You put the drinks down? Chilling? What's happening? Oldest president ever. Like he was the youngest. What's going on, my dude? How you feeling?
What's good, Derek? What's good, Big Vi?
Oh man, in here kicking it. You know, I got to keep it. You know,
Yeah.
Keep it moving and keep on coming with the content, man.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Hey, I'm just cooking right now, just chiming in.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you got some. What you doing? Frying up some chicken or some shit?
Shoot, I'm just making some burgers and fries. That's
okay.
it.
Sometimes, man. Shoot, I think I might have to go and thaw me out some hamburger meat, pat me out a couple, and keep it simple.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah, so I ain't got no buns, but guess what I got? I got a toaster. I toast me up some bread real nice and let that be the reason. Hit it with some lettuce, tomato, cheese, for real.
Yeah, what Trump was saying, man, is 100%.
You know, the thing about it is that people don't really understand the truth.
Yeah.
When they hear it.
Hey, know the things that Biden said, you already know who's controlling them. So
truth be told, it does happen. White people do get jacked up by the police.
And it's like white folks just don't see it. It's like, we're good people.
No, but the thing of it is they don't put it out there like that.
They just want to make the blacks look more embarrassing and make the whites seem like they innocent, knowing damn well
it's a gaslight tactic, man. They use race as a weapon to get us riled up about other shit while we ain't thinking about this type of shit.
Hey, you know the funny thing is there's a certain group of people that controls the news media, that controls the entertainment, every aspect of that. So they the ones that controls the money and power. You know, it's funny thing is I was watching a few videos from a channel called Black Balloon. And I was watching the pastors of Selena. It was somebody who used to be in the industry that tells you all these things who are controlled by a certain group with money and power. Not just the president, not just the White House, but it's a bigger group. I'm not going to say names because I'm trying to live my life. So,
yeah.
So you know how they get down.
Oh, absolutely, 100%, sir.
Yep.
100%. I know exactly how these fools, you know what I'm saying, try to kick it. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I'll be on my little Pink out farms, boy.
Shit kind of
Letting
reminds. It kind of
letting
reminds. Yeah, it kind of
have it.
reminds me of Vince McMahon. These deaths of these wrestlers.
Absolutely.
He got a lot of blood on his hands, dude.
He might have had a lot to do
with Chris Benoit. That's what I think.
Well, that's a deep subject, man. I mean, that's
we gotta talk about that one day.
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna get into that
because that's more suspicious around that.
Shit, on her death crazy to me, man.
Because I've looked up some info and I'm like, hold on, man, because they showed a lot on dude and framed that man for a lot of that shit. It's like Vince is just trying to cover it up so he won't have nothing to do with it.
So this is only what I posted. We'll go ahead and clean that up.
Hey Derek, I'll be back. I'm gonna finish cooking up for my pops and then I'll get back in here. But I'm gonna stay on. I'm just gonna keep my mic muted.
All right, yeah, you can do that. It's, just your choice. The choice is yours. Can't take that away from you. I'll catch you when you come on back. So this is a funny little post I put up in regards to Joe Biden prior to the State of the Union address. Feel free to screenshot that and show your friends. Get my pink out of farms on. So that's what he was doing. Before the State of the Union address. I love it. I'm crazy, man. I'm telling you, this is bananas. I promise you. He was in the cocaine. He said, I was getting my cocaine out. But that's why he was so hyper. Lincoln Riley. Oh, my goodness. Yo, what's going down, man? What's going down? Noobs, how you feeling? Boy, happy Monday.
What's going on, man?
It's Monday, and we've only just begun.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Yes, that's true.
Yeah. You see, I like to create things. So there you have it. You got Joe Biden before the State of the Union. The reason why he was 15 minutes late. I cracked the code. This is the reason why. Thank you, Mr. Provoked Thoughts. This is good stuff because we can actually talk about it, expound on this picture. This is good stuff. I like it. I don't know. Yeah. So how you feeling today, man? I'm in one of my moods.
I'm just now waking up. You know what I mean? Oh man, all that dinner is just sitting down in there, and it's just saying, "Hey, you need a nap."
You smashed.
Yeah.
And basically,
so then there's a certain preparation involved in coming back alive.
Oh, absolutely, man. Hey, take a nice little nap. You're ready for the world now. You're probably anticipating it may be alive that comes on, and I might have to be a part of. You never know. So let me wake up, see what's happening in the virtual world.
Yeah, a lot of stuff in the news cycle today. Of course,
absolutely.
Everybody.
I've been trying to stay away. I've been drained with information, and I have to work. I have a job, so I kind of get what I get, and I know that Fanny is getting closer to her. I'm trying to. I just want to wait and kind of hold on. I'm gonna do a little bit of stuff because Ashley Merchant has her by the. She got her by the. If she had some balls, man, I wonder what she got her by. Because boy, she got her. Woo!
Yeah, and this is for a future episode, and I've mentioned it before, but I want to mention it again. So anybody who's listening, because this will be a good topic for later, you need to look up BlackRock.
So, I'm kind of, but I love this picture that I created today. That's amazing.
Joe is in his home state is Delaware. They don't get that kind of snow there.
Somebody's getting it now.
You got to go to Florida for that kind of snow.
He said, "Oh my god!" But it's good. It's good. I mean, hey, for some strange reason, it was a little baggy. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
a little baggy in there, man. They found a little baggy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still fairly well convinced that that belonged to his boy.
Right. So the good thing is what I found is I now I didn't know at first, but I can I have a headset now that I'm using as well, so I can really hear. So
Oh
now I
yeah.
can't scream and yell and shit. Oh my God. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit in my ear though, but yeah, I actually had, just so I can know how loud I am or how far away from the mic I am, or
Yep.
because you're kind of supposed to be. These aren't like mics that you like can have far away. It kind of has to be close, but it's a
Yeah.
really really good mic when you have it close.
Yeah. And have you checked out, like I don't know what software you got with it. Did anything come with it, or is it just like plug and play?
Oh, it's pretty much plug and play.
Okay.
I am going to expand. Like I said, once my channel grows, I'm going to grow with it. I mean, the product's going to grow.
Yeah.
As you can see, just by me using my own intuitiveness, I got a logo on my screen now and shit. And, I can let me see. I can fuck with the background. Let's get everybody together, and I got my like, share, subscribe shit going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking good. I'm dressing it up. I'm putting putting the kibosh on it, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to make a presentation that's worthy of people coming to see. Not a shit show. And we talk, but we still talk shit. I mean, it's
Well,
not
yeah.
a show. You feel me? What up, Vi? You back, baby?
Yeah, I'm back, man. Joe Biden talking about a war on drugs. Shit, he got all of his damn son doing all the damn drugs.
Yeah.
Nah, let me show you. I got to present it again. I got to bring it back, baby, because that's, like I said, this dude done got me caught up in pinata farms, man. it's Big Vi's fault.
They didn't say the Mexican built the country. What the fuck?
Oh man, I'm sitting up here. Shit, hey, I just don't even understand what I heard. I'm like, man, come on, man, what did he say? Did he really say that shit? Am I really hearing what I'm hearing? Like, I can't believe it. I'm like, unbelievable. That is,
If you keep doing all the studio stuff, you're gonna have to find yourself, like one of those hats that studio dudes wear.
Yeah, but I'm like I said, you got me doing this stuff, man. But
Yeah, and it always makes me wonder. I see those dudes in hats. It's like, man, how much sun do you actually get?
Man,
but it look. I'm like, that's what he was doing right before the State of the Union. That's the reason why he was late. That's the reason why he was talking crazy and fast and angry.
I think there's more truth to that than humor, actually. Because they were pumping him full of something so that he would stay upright for the whole thing.
Oh Jesus! Like, man, come on. His son probably came and he was like, "So you got my shit? You got the shit?
Yeah.
Give me the shit.
He had a whole line of doctors with his shit.
Oh my God. Oh, that's a lot of That's a lot of cocaine. I think he the way that he acted, because that's not even his temperament, man. That's never been this weak dude's temperament, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is not Joe Biden. I'm like, this is horrible. This is a shit show. And then, oh my God, and to say, Big Vibe, just expound on how you had it. Just let the audience know how that make us feel when he said that they built this fucking country.
I mean, not only did you disrespect the people, who work these lands, but you have disrespected everybody, every citizen who paid taxes in this country, who, who make this country what it say the illegal immigrants is who built the country. Come on, man. This
I'm so shitty. I don't even understand what the fuck I heard. So I'm putting out Trump. You go.
I guess they the ones getting the reparations now. For their contributions to building this
I
country.
mean, if you look at it, really, because I mean, how many cities now? There's 2 cities that I'm aware of that are offering what, like somewhere in the neighborhood of like $9,000 to $10,000 debit cards for showing up and, you know, and
Yeah,
saying, "Hey, I'm here illegally."
yeah. And it's a lot of them up here in Minneapolis right now.
And what's
Mm-hmm.
Minneapolis doing? Do they got, what
Oh,
what are they?
they got shit for them. And I just came up here a couple weeks ago, but on a certain side, like in the South Minneapolis, and it's so crazy that they over there where majority of the burning went on during the George Floyd shit.
Uh-huh.
All the immigrants now.
Huh.
And they talking about all of these houses.
Yes. And I knew it was coming. And I think we even talked about some of this before, but yeah, go ahead with that.
Yeah, all these fucking houses that are, the vacant houses. And I think about Gary, Indiana, and I think about Chicago, and I think about all of these places that they strategically are placing these people.
Right.
They
That's already flooded with people who are homeless or who could use a home.
But I know I seen on the news yesterday morning when I woke up that they finna be forcing the people out of, cause like up here in Minneapolis, they got places called they call it tent city, where the homeless people live at. So they about to start forcing the homeless people out of those encampments. But then I heard Joe Biden them talking about they finna build like little container homes and shit for these immigrants to go to, like little
Like tiny homes and shit.
yeah, like
Man, that shit crazy, bro. I don't look. I'm telling you, this shit right here, this motherfucker done pissed me off. I keep this picture up here all night because I feel like you got to be on cocaine or something real strong to say that stupid shit that you said earlier today.
But what I think this is an election tactic, Joe Biden. I don't know how they gonna pull it off.
But who's he convincing with it though? I don't understand.
He's probably pissed more Americans off than he thinks.
Oh, way more.
Oh yeah.
And so, either, his bubble of people just don't let this information get to him or sink in,
and I promise you, anybody that's listening, I rewinded that shit time after time. Post that shit again. That motherfucker said that those immigrants built this country. Look at the economy. Look at this and look at that, man.
Well, you got to look at the jobs that they gonna come and take over, right? They may not take over the corporations, but they finna undercut most of the people who doing, especially in the construction industry. They finna flood that shit. They gonna work for less money, and most construction contractors gonna allow them to work because guess what? There's more money going into the contractor pocket. So
Man, I promise.
I mean, it's like a whole area of work when you talk about construction labor, asphalt, concrete, different shit like that these people have skills in. They
Right.
gonna come over and work. You gonna get 2 illegals for the price of 1 citizen.
Right on. Hey, y'all, we've been in here for a minute. Let me go ahead and do my shout outs in the chat, man. What's going on? Of course, we got my boy Yellow Beezy right here with us. He up in there cooking and doing this thing. He'll be back in a minute. Got my boy Noobs. How you doing, sir? I always like to have you in here. Crystal, what's going on? How you feeling tonight? C Star, what's up? Dean Kruger, you always up in here to let me know that you hang out, smash like buttons and everything. What's up, Lex? How you feeling? Let me see who else we got up here. What's going on, Parch? How you doing? And you know what I'm saying? We gonna go ahead and commence with the conversation, man, because they sit here and they have tried their best, to paint a man as a racist right in front of our face, playing on our intelligence, insulting our intelligence, meanwhile doing whatever the hell they want to, trying to take away every right, but then want to use the Constitution when it's convenient for them, but they want to take the Constitution away from everybody and give freedoms to children that they have no business even having. Because I feel like if you can't have a drink, you can't choose to chop off shit. And that's how I feel.
Letitia wants to hunt down people who booed her.
Absolutely. That's communist shit, man.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. What about, did you hear about the Kamala Harris invited the people to the White House and playing Sexy Red music?
Oh, absolutely, man. Because she ratchet and raggedy, man. Come on, man. We know what we dealing with here. It's trash. It's a straight up dumpster fire, bro.
Yeah. I don't think we could do any harm to Kamala that she hasn't already done.
To her damn self.
Yeah.
Period. I mean, there is nothing left for her. She is in the Fonnie Willis shithole of life at this point. There is nothing that we can do for this woman. We might as well just go ahead. Because her knee game is nice. She say, hands on the knees, say hi, low key. Go. She was up and down, boy. I'm like, she does this on a regular. For real. She was, I'm talking about, it was like every time he say something, you better have your ass up clapping.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if you don't.
It was like pressing a button, man. I wonder if somebody, she probably had an earpiece on,
No, what probably happened, she probably had one of them Omibod coochie buzzers up her thing.
Oh, man.
Up her crawl.
That means somebody
zip, zip, clap, clap, clap. Told her, you better get your ass up.
Somebody on staff better be getting hazard pay.
Oh my goodness, that's Montel Williams' ex-baby mama. Well, no, ex-girlfriend or whatever the hell. That's crazy, man. I'm such an asshole. I need to do better. I mean, but if it gets me, some likes and my 500 subscribers, I'm going to be just fine. I'll be okay. And then we'll just move ahead from there.
Well, some of the longest sessions you've had so far, at least since I've been around, is just people sitting around talking trash. So,
right, I'm going to tighten that shit up. God damn it! If we're not really, and I don't mind it. People get their feeling and they'll get off, but I get good views and people are watching. So
yeah, I mean, I think that's what's different about it.
Yeah, people are watching.
Yeah, and I said that from the beginning. That's what I thought was different about it.
All right, Big Lex, what's going on, man? Talk to me.
What's happening, man? I'm at the bar with my wife, man. We sitting up here listening to old Joe Biden talking about these immigrants and good to America or whatever the case may be.
Boy,
so excuse my French, but I got to cuss this damn Michael Myers shag having ass motherfucker out, man.
Yeah, do your thing. Go ahead.
Why in the hell you gonna say some fuck shit like that? When you know good and damn well it didn't happen like that. This ain't Jeopardy. It sure ain't Monopoly, and it's far away from Simon Says and 1, 2, 3 red light. So he need to get his ass off the gas and put his training wheels back on. You did?
Right.
I already think he's dead in the water. I don't think there's anything that he could do at this point, except for the aliens that we talked about before, maybe.
Oh yeah. Every time his ass talks out, I hear this boom, boom, boom. He said another fucked up thing.
Oh yeah, how everybody on the panel, man? Some shout out there, Bye, and
Hey, what's good?
Yeah, and everybody else on the panel, how y'all doing, man?
Hey, what's good, Lex?
All right, all right.
You know, Lex been around for a minute, man. You know, this is one of my critical thinkers. They come in the think tank and drop nuggets of knowledge. Bang, drop a little bomb on you. Boom. You're like, oh shit, what happened? Hey, you know, it's provoked thoughts, man. We try our best to make you think. Try our best, here, I try my best to use my common sense. Common sense is not common. All you have to do is pay attention to what people are saying, but more importantly, you have to make sure that you pay attention to what the hell they ain't saying. And once you understand those type of philosophies, man, you'll be fine. That's one of the things that I learned about, when dealing with the R. Kelly case, is that you pay attention to what these women are saying, but also pay attention to what they ain't saying. Why didn't we find out until he got to court that he was paying these women $5,000 a month and paying them what $75,000 on their birthday or $10,000 on Christmas? Why didn't we know that until court time? Because they choose to let you know what they want to let you know. And that's why we are finding out now that Donald Trump actually tried to send 10,000 troops. He wanted to have the biggest thing since the March on Washington on the Capitol. Peacefully. And that's what he said, go in peace. But they never want to tell you that. How you doing, Donna? What's going on? How you doing tonight, lady? Oh, yeah, shout out also to my man, D. James. My bad, I don't want to leave you out, JH. What's going on? I don't want to leave nobody out. What's going on?
Question. Out of all those payments that were dispersed between the women, I wonder if they filed taxes on those $250,000 payments that they got. What y'all think about that?
Hell no. Hell no.
That means somebody got to get a tax hit then, if that's the case, because there was a lot of money being paid out. And what's the old girl name, the lawyer, the one that was doing all the claims for the women? What's that damn name? Susan Logan. Yeah, Susan Logan. Yeah, they need to check her and see what kind of taxes she done paid over the years. Cause that's a lot of money to the coop.
Hey, she became a millionaire for R. Kelly, man. We can keep it all the way 100. And like I said, it's a lot of these people that's done get look. E. Jean Carroll ain't no different than these females that accused R. Kelly. She's no different at all. And I can't wait until she gets exposed.
Mm-hmm.
She's absolutely no different.
To anybody with common sense, she's already exposed. So now we've got to sit here and act like, the new information, has to work its way through the gears of nonsense.
Right. Do we really believe? We know. She literally sat there on a Rachel Maddow show and tried to buy a bitch.
Mm-hmm. and don't forget the nut job from the grand jury that went on national television and just giggled like a schoolgirl because she was on the grand jury to convict Trump.
Absolutely, people are so caught up in the thought processes that's what they want to do.
Yeah, how did it even proceed from that point? I wonder.
I have no clue, man.
Because like with R. Kelly, man, when it comes to Donald Trump, it comes to Bill Cosby, they didn't give a damn.
Nope.
How how much these women were caught up in lies. They just wanted to convict these guys and pretty much use them as a example to say, we don't care how much money you got, we're gonna show you what we can do.
Yeah, you got to bend the knee.
It is absolutely the easiest way to
And
vilify a man.
you ask a person like Bill Cosby, right? And I said this, I said, well, they try to put these guys like Bill Cosby in a situation to where they ask them like, what do you value more, your freedom or your assets? You know, and what I mean when I say that, they told Bill Cosby, you just admit that you did this, we can let you go today. And Bill Cosby say, well, before I admit to something I didn't do, I'll sit in here and do the rest of my time.
Right.
Next thing you know, the man is released from prison.
Mm-hmm. Reason being is because they're concerned with the conviction rate. And it's amazing to me when all of these spokes on these wheels, all this bent up shit that's going on with these people. You got bent spokes in Fannie Willis shit. And she's just broken, she's a whole busted rim. Done hobbled the whole damn car. Holy shit, and we ain't got no spare. Ain't got no spare. She done fucked up everything with her coochie.
Imagine though, bro, these people come in and say, hey, we want to take down the president of the United States. Like, a normal, average person would probably sit there, even no matter your position, you would be like, how are we going to take down the president of the United States? Like, but she was so gullible and so thirsty to make a name for herself. All right, I'm going to be the one to put my face on that shit.
She should have stuck with the YSL shit. Left Trump ass alone. But see, she ain't even trying to be no damn judge, man. Fannie Willis trying to change laws and be out there being like a senator or some shit. Nah, I can't.
But that's what her dumb ass sat there, and now the YSL finna get off on their case because of the same shit that she just admitted to try to use for her own case. That this software that they use for the text messages and shit, she claims is not accurate. But she using the same software to convict other people.
Mm-hmm. How ironic is that? How fucked up is that?
Now that's when you know, goddamn me, you done just bit off too much, right? When you get to that point to where you're not even realizing what type of hole you digging for yourself.
Like I said, I just need to make that clear, to the audience, man. E. Jean Carroll is no different than any of those R. Kelly accusers. No different than the Andrew Constrand. Absolutely no different. Your story all over the damn place. You can't remember shit when you get on the stand, but you get assaulted. But then didn't you get some? I can't recall.
And a lot of stuttering too.
Absolutely.
So do y'all agree that, or do y'all not agree that your testimony is evidence or not? I'm gonna step back in the cut and let y'all answer that.
Is it evidence?
No, it's just word of mouth.
It can support actual evidence, but it's not actual evidence because anybody can say anything.
Right. So without proper research, then what you're saying is just really pretty much irrelevant to what the case is and what certain prosecution team members say, because you can say anything you want and they can write it and put it in there, but that don't mean it's necessarily true.
Damn right. That's why they need corroborating witnesses and shit to try to overwhelm people with just bullshit and circumstantial evidence or hearsay evidence.
Yeah.
That depends on the defendant, though.
Right.
So who they trying to convict it depends on who they trying to convict whether hearsay is admissible. It says it should never be, but if that person can come testify or corroborate a story, which still it's not fair because I mean, what if this person has a bone to pick with you?
Yep. You should, and you should be able to question your accuser, and they should be front and center for the questioning versus them just saying something on paper and they don't show up, and you sit up there looking like, well, damn, this person said something about me. They said I did all these things, but why the hell I can't question them about what they said?
And that's basically a Sixth Amendment rights that everyone has a right to. So that's in the Sixth Amendment rights.
Yeah, I feel like the court system is pretty much geared toward the prosecution team because all the judges and everything and all the tactics they use always help the prosecution team. I don't really see it helping the defense.
It's them higher ranking people that's controlling the courthouses and everything.
Word.
You really think about it, the Masons, all these societies and shit, the elites, they all control the courthouse, the judges, prosecutions, everyone. It's a scary world.
Yeah, they all going hand in hand. Everybody got Vaseline on their hands because they slick.
Mm-hmm. And that's why they want Trump in office too, because Trump is a part of that, and they are doing everything they can to make sure he don't get in.
Yeah, because they know he gonna expose everything. When I say everything, he gonna expose it all.
Yep, because Ryan Garcia kind of already exposed the Bohemian Grove. And Cat Williams, too.
Yeah, and that's the one person they don't want in there because the way they doing him right now, he gonna really expose them all. Because y'all sending him through the ringer for some bull crap, and he gonna get everybody wet.
Man. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, man. When you sit around and you look at exactly what's happening, like, just pay attention. Just look. I mean, I'm looking at this shit with E.G. Carroll, and they act like Donald Trump broke, and he just dropped $96 million in order to even appeal. That lets you know the man is innocent. He ain't gonna throw his money to the shit, bruh.
Yeah, let's see if he try to get his friend off.
He ain't finna do. They think they breaking that, man. He said a few years ago he had $7 million in the bank. Did you get me? And he need to go ahead and print up some more damn shoes.
I'm gonna say this right here. I'm gonna take a quote from Bruce Lee, the art of fighting without fighting, but I'm gonna put it in my own terms. You can kick somebody else without even hitting their ass. You let them keep on doing what they're doing, and they're gonna expose their damn self. That's what's happening right now in both cases.
You better believe it.
We can't wait for next Monday though, because that New York argument with Jennifer Bonjean. Woo!
That's gonna be nice, people.
Real nice.
That's gonna be nice. I'm gonna enjoy that because
I'm gonna be up for that shit.
R. Kelly got a bum deal. I don't give a damn what you say about how you feel about it. You can take your victimization is yours and you can have that. We're going to take that off of this man. And we're going to find the truth. Because these females sat up here and they told lies. They weren't honest about anything. You know, they couldn't even remember most of the time. Couldn't even remember how they met him. Stories all over the place. And then they train these women for years on how to testify against and how to not recall and all of this craziness.
But that's what they're doing to Vince right now. They're coaching these women to testify against him.
Yeah, everybody went to live rehearsal school, but ain't nobody graduated.
Huh.
I'm here to tell you. So in my mind, you know, we just have to do a bit better. You know, we just have to listen a little bit better. It's amazing to me that we are living in this world and we don't even, you know, a lot of people don't see it. Now we see it. I feel like that the people that I have here are Javon Wallace. Who are you and why are you doing this to my chat?
A lot of dots, huh?
I'm not sure. I just
I never seen that many dots in my life.
Huh?
I just
Why
put him
you-
on the bench for a minute. I'm not sure
Right,
why
yeah.
that was happening.
Or
Yeah,
take them off.
Shut down. Maybe he was sitting. Maybe he fell asleep on his keyboard or some shit.
Yeah, maybe.
We can't have that. That's the goofball shit, huh? Fuck my head. The hell going on?
Hey, Derek.
What's going on, man?
I got this quote for you. I got from Tommy Lee Jones in a movie called No Country for Old Men. Have you seen that yet? It's an old movie.
No Country for Old Men. I believe I have.
Yeah, it was a quote he had said. He said, "You can't stop what's coming," and that's what everything that's happening right now. Whatever gonna happen is gonna happen. So you can interject and try to intercept, put up barriers, and put up whatever you want to put up, but you can't stop what's coming.
Hey Derek, I gotta say something about that picture with Joe. Play Let It Snow by Boys to Men.
Oh my goodness, I'm not trying to get blocked here. That's you know, I need just to be seen.
I'm just.
I know, right? But that's a look. That is probably, like I said, more than likely. I'm just saying, most likely in my mind, he had something similar to this. Maybe a baggie. Maybe a baggie.
Yeah, he Tommy Mottola, right?
Maybe a baggie that he got from that Pierre lady or something. This his little press secretary, because she must be high too. She
up and question mark.
She just be like, yeah, you have to refer to the other office. The other office, heifer, this is your job. What? What do you mean? Oh my goodness! Like, you need to be fired. They need to do. I wonder what your review looked like when they sit you down. You couldn't be in the Trump administration bullshitting like that. Not answering no damn questions. Shit. I just feel like that, man. Look, at this particular point, man, black people, the more I talk to my people, I'm finding more people are Trump voters. They're going to do it. Seriously. And it's crazy because, like I said last night, I'm like, people, the reason why this is happening is because we see the same injustice that has happened to us, maybe not to us directly, happening to him. Period. That's not hard. That's simple mathematics. This is the same shit they did to us. I seen it on TV. I done seen them do the same shit to R. Kelly. Damn, come on now. It's common sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is the reason why. He said it out of his mouth. That's not racist. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Like, I don't understand how people don't even see the shit. It's like, are you blind, crippled, crazy? What's on your mind? We know Hunter Biden is a crackhead, man. And, the apple don't roll too far from the tree. And this man been a politician since he was in his 20s, okay? That nose look like a good little cocaine shooter, don't it? Look like.
That dude's had more hookers and blow than any of us have ever seen.
Oh man, they say good. Here come good blow, Joe.
Yeah, that's like a snorting, ain't it? That's like a snorting up the chalk from the school classroom chalkboard. He's not and snorting up the chalk from the darn football field. It don't matter as long as it's white.
Mm-hmm.
You done messed around and snorted somebody's remains. You so crazy with it. Oh my goodness, man! I just
yeah. Trump
when
about
it
that.
gets right down to it, I'm so shitty with this man because he gaslit me with this fucking State of the Union bullshit he was on. Here we go again. He gaslit me again. Fuck. Now I'm pissed off again.
You're just jelly because he's got all that snow and you don't.
Man, shit. I don't know about all of that.
I prefer the green before the white.
I promise. You know what I'm saying? You could bring me that in cannabis and I would probably cry.
That sounds like sour grapes to me too, and I think you got something for Jill going on that you haven't told us about.
Jill? Oh yeah, her sexy old ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sugar mama. Yeah, with her crazy dressing ass. Where the fuck is she shopping?
Now, have you guys seen the clips where, and I don't remember what event it was specifically, but it was at the White House. You know, it was one of the public get-togethers or whatever, and then Hunter Biden shows up, and Jill's face just goes to complete disgust. She can't stand that kid. I say kid, he's like almost a 60-year-old man, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like shit. But it's crazy. I don't know. I just hope that, Joe gets out of there and gets to his assisted living facility.
Yeah.
He gotta hit this fucking campaign trail, man. What the fuck?
Who? Joe?
Yeah.
What for? I mean, if the fix is not already in somehow, what else can he possibly do that's going to improve his chances between now and November? Unless that dude has got the cure for cancer in his hip pocket, or has got some kind of super saiyan thing that we haven't seen yet.
I don't know, but do you think the fix might be in?
I think that they are going to have one hell of a time cheating in the numbers that they are going to be necessary to win the election this time. And so,
I mean, people are going to come out in some sick numbers, and I'm almost certain that if it might be some brawls, if it's some Mexicans with no IDs coming in polls.
Not just that, but let a bunch of folks show up and get informed at the voting poll that they already voted. Mail. Yeah,
by mail or some shit.
Hey, Derek, I feel like I think what's gonna happen is once the numbers start coming in for Trump, that's when the bullshit gonna start. Don't be surprised if it's gonna be some. Yeah, don't be surprised if be some shit thrown in the trash or the voting booth and all of a sudden start malfunctioning. AI get involved. Don't be surprised.
Man, look, I'm hoping that God got us on this one. I'm having faith. In the process is still good, and as long as people come out, just bring your ass out, for real. Because I'm going.
And wasn't it just recently in Fulton County that they had voting polls that were down because their machines? This is what they said. People couldn't vote and the machines were down because they couldn't get the machines to connect to the internet. Meanwhile, this entire time, the argument has been that these machines don't connect to the internet. And so what kind of crap is that?
Good and damn well the machines connect to the damn internet. I'm a tech. I can look at that shit and tell, they got, wires going in fucking gaffers tape and shit all over the fucking floor. Come on.
Yeah. And I mean, what is it? What does it take to plug a Bluetooth dongle into the back of a machine?
Nothing at all, really.
Or a Wi-Fi dongle.
Right, and then you have like full access.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, people don't even understand. Like, they know that there are people that are not that savvy, but I'm like, anything's possible.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Data. I mean, if you can store it, you can manipulate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the closer it gets to time for the election, the more the bull crap gonna start. And I just feel like it's gonna get exposed one way or the other, but it's just gonna be more of the bull crap that's gonna be going down that a lot of people have been saying that really didn't happen, but it did happen. Now they're gonna really see it from themselves now that it really did happen.
There's going to be a lot more people watching for it, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be some watchdogs, man. It's gonna be crazy.
I know. I'm going to be up all night.
I'm just waiting on the media on this side of the story. That's what I'm waiting on. What y'all gonna say this time? The first time y'all said, "Well, no, this didn't happen," but now everybody's watching, so you can't sit there and say it didn't happen. Oh, it was a mistake. No,
we may need to take that day off, like because I'm probably gonna be live all fucking day.
Yeah, you need to go ahead and set that up now.
Well, I'm going to vote anyway, so it's like I could take the day, if I choose to.
Well, you need the following day too if you're going to be up all night. Ooh.
Yeah, motherfucker. Shit. Yeah, it's okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, you got me. Okay. A lot of machines have routers and everything not hooked up to the internet. And they could probably easily network in. I mean, shit, if they got Windows on them or whatever the hell. You don't know what's going on these machines. We don't know the tech that's inside these machines. They can make them look. Huh?
No, I was saying right now there shouldn't be no excuse. You can't be saying where the system was operating on Windows Vista. We're not trying to hear that shit.
Yeah.
We way beyond Windows Vista and all that and dial-up, so you can't use that excuse now. Too much technology and AI coming, so you can't use that excuse. So they got to come on with something else.
Right. Yeah, they're gonna, man. There's some people gonna try it, man. But one thing that I know for sure, when Trump gets elected, because I'm gonna speak positive on this shit, he's gonna get elected. The fool that the Democrats and the left are gonna act is gonna be fucking ridiculous, man. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be the wildest shit we've ever seen.
Yeah.
You'll be crying. Excuse thinking he cheated. Americans are stupid. We're done. Democracy as we know it is dead.
Yes, and everybody is racist.
Yeah, even the black folks.
Yep. Everybody is racist who didn't vote for Joe Biden. What happened to your panel? They all fell off.
And then there's not going to be. I'm back. There's not going to be a peaceful transfer of power at fucking all.
Oh no, this is going to be a hostile takeover.
And fucking all these. They are going to act so freaking silly about this election.
Yeah.
I already know it. I already see it. He cheated. Russia helped him, and no, the American people helped him.
I'll bet you day one though, despite the chaos and everything else, I'll bet you day one we see all the fences disappear around the White House. Not the normal fences, but all of the perimeter fencing and barbed wire and razor wire and crap that they've got. I bet all that stuff goes away.
Wait a minute, they got all that shit out there now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Biden administration shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they pushed the perimeter out.
Man, what the fuck? What a bitch ass.
Well, it ought to be an easy win, but the only thing about it though is that they're gonna try to sabotage it because they know that Biden doesn't have a leg to stand on, and his counterpart, she's there for to be the backup dancer.
And
So
that's why they have the narrative of these bullshit polls. But all you got to do is look at one of his trips to the stadium. You know, man. Look at how people react, man.
yeah, people tired of the bullshit. I mean, hell, once we seen through what he was gonna do, you never did talk to Ice Cube about the plan. At least Trump said that he would do it. He had to sit down with him. At least he did do that. You didn't even do that. Well, now let's wait till we get in there. Then when you got in there, you didn't talk to him, and you didn't talk to the ladies when they came down there to talk about that. There was another bill they were trying to get passed. He didn't even talk to them. He kept making excuses.
Right. And like I said, people are, used to, I guess, being pissed in the face and told that shit's lemonade. It's not not for nothing. You got Joe Biden out here talking about a $7 trillion budget that he's trying to, man, it's more money? Okay.
We ought to be bankrupt with all the money he done gave away.
Yeah. Man, it's like, wow.
And it seems like ever since he been in office, I'm not really complaining about the stimulus check, but at the same time, you got voted in. We hadn't seen not one thank you for letting me in this joint check or nothing. At least do that. You ain't do that.
Right. I get the feeling, and people say that people are going to be so dumb to vote just for stimulus checks. I think it's beyond that point now, man. A lot of people are extremely aware and intelligent enough to understand what's happening to us.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
I mean, people are at a point now, it's like, okay, bro, shit, enough is enough. This dude ain't talking about shit. I promise you.
You can see that on Meet the Press. I watched the Meet the Press just to see what he was going to say and was it going to be relevant to what we've been talking about. And everything he said, I said, man, you know what, man? Like my boy say, Jim Kelly, you come right out of a comic book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm telling you. So, I'm telling you, this dude ain't shit. I mean, Joe Biden is a piece of shit. And people don't even, they talk about Trump this way. And this dude is wild as fuck. He mocked the shit out of black people, man. I'm serious. Joe Biden mocks us.
And he's been doing it for a long time.
I mean, he goes to black people's house and take fried chicken and shit. Damn. What the hell is you doing, bro?
Yeah, him in his road, dog.
Like,
running around with hot sauce in her purse and shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck, man, about this dude. Shit, he can go straight to hell. Yeah, I mean, because this shit crazy.
Joe Biden recently signed off on Juneteenth as a national holiday in the U.S. The recognition of the holiday, which commemorates the end of slavery in the U.S., has been celebrated as a major symbolic shift away from the rhetoric of the Trump era. But many have forgotten this moment during the 2019 Democratic primary.
And I'm going to now direct this at Vice President Biden. I do not believe you are a racist. And I agree with you when you...
She a damn lie. She know he a racist.
Commit yourself to the importance...
Bernie know you're racist. Bernie like, that's a bullshit. I've had conversations with this motherfucker.
...of finding common ground. But I also believe, and it's personal, and I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And
which is what she's been doing.
but
I
you
swear.
also worked with them to oppose busing. And, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
Despite insisting that she wasn't calling Biden racist, Harris was in fact accusing him of preventing black students from integrating into white schools, and of being friends with openly racist politicians. So, what is Joe Biden's real record on race? Harris wasn't inaccurate in her criticism of Biden, who has a checkered history on racial justice, despite painting himself as a staunch civil rights advocate over the years. Perhaps one of the most criticized moments in Biden's past is his involvement in the creation of the notorious 1994 crime bill. People forget that the informal name for the bill was Biden's crime law. The legislation is widely criticized for being responsible for making the effects of mass incarceration in the U.S. exponentially worse. Biden was also a key architect of the devastating Iraq War. Responsibility for the war is often blamed on George W. Bush, Dick Cheney, and other Republicans. But in reality, Biden played a key role as a Democrat. In the lead up to the war, Biden convened a series of Senate hearings to drum up support for the invasion on the basis of flimsy intelligence material being presented by the Republicans.
What is the threat from Iraq? Obviously, to fully answer this question will require us to have additional enclosed hearings.
Not a single anti-war voice was invited to the hearings. Biden also admits to having been civil with Democratic colleagues who were openly racist, like James Eastland, who had a long history of racist remarks, including that black Americans belonged to an inferior race.
Let's start somewhere.
As well as the segregationist Herman Talmadge, who vigorously opposed school integration.
Governor, this means in effect that your state would set up a private school system. We intend to maintain separate schools in Georgia, one way or another, come what may.
Biden also developed a decades-long friendship with segregationist Strom Thurmond, who he worked with attempting to pass the Biden-Thurmond Violent Crime Control Act in 1991. Biden also spoke at his funeral.
We became good friends. I'm not sure exactly why or how it happened, Nancy, but we did.
In the lead up to the 2008 election, Biden was also in the spotlight for a number of comments, including referring to Barack Obama as articulate and clean, and associating Indian immigrants with Dunkin' Donuts and 7-Eleven chains.
Do these gaffes or misunderstandings, or however you would characterize them, indicate you're uncomfortable talking about race, or are people just being too sensitive?
I think that
Hey, they knew back then.
Mm-hmm.
They literally knew back then that he was racist and shit.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? For most people, history didn't begin until the day they were born.
This shit is crazy. They knew back then, like your racist comments and remarks, Joe. Let's talk about that shit. Are you uncomfortable talking about black people? Huh? Look at him. He's like, shit.
of my whole career, I got involved in public
Hey, Lex, this shit crazy.
policy. I got involved in politics because of the civil rights movement.
Biden also has an unreliable history surrounding his own involvement in this.
You see, they started getting that crazy ass plastic surgery. You see that shit?
Yep.
His temples all snatched back behind his ears and shit. Oh, Joe, what are you doing? Oh my God. Look at Joe.
The civil rights struggle. He has at times claimed to have been deeply involved, at other times not that active, and
looking like a demon, man. That was crazy. Did you see that? Looking straight demonic over here, bro.
involved, at other times not that active.
Yeah, that's demonic. Look like you got horns coming out of shit down here. It's crazy. Fuck this cranium up.
And in the lead up to the 2020 election, once again claimed to have been heavily involved. He was also caught out claiming to have been arrested trying to visit Nelson Mandela.
This day, 30 years ago, Nelson Mandela walked out of prison and entered into discussions about apartheid. I had the great honor of meeting him. I had the great honor of being arrested with our UN ambassador on the streets of Soweto trying to get to see him on Robbins Island.
You now say you weren't arrested and it didn't happen in Soweto. You were at the airport in Johannesburg and you were stopped from going through the door for blacks. I guess the question is, were you confused or were you just trying to embellish a story?
Offered the chance to run with Biden in 2020, Kamala Harris's once scathing criticisms about race faded away, and the two have worked closely since winning the election.
I believe you.
And she then became a clapping clown,
How
as
does
we
that
saw.
transition happen? How do you go from being such a passionate opponent on such bedrock principles for you, and now you guys seem to be pals?
It was a debate.
Ooh. Can I answer? Ooh. Because she full of shit. That's why. Full of shit. Anybody disagree with that? Full of shit.
Yeah, she constipated. She constipated and Biden constipated.
I'm talking about you asking the question. I got your answer right here. Full of shit. For real. Biden done had so much plastic surgery he can't even blink no. Smiling is his resting face. He be fighting to be make a straight face. I bet you smiling is his resting face. He fucked around, fucked up.
Not everybody landed punches like you did, though.
It was a debate.
Right.
So you don't mean it.
It was a debate. That the whole reason, literally, it was a debate. It was
Yeah,
all a debate.
buddy, walk it back, walk it back.
Debate. There were journalists there covering the debate, where there would be a debate of differences of opinion and
Why should you
issues.
say that 3 times?
I am 1,000% supportive of Joe Biden, and I will again do everything I can to make sure he is elected.
The Democrats may be keen to forget Biden's past, but should everyone else have to as well?
That was so stupid. It ain't make no damn sense, man. Made no fucking sense at all. But yeah, we keep it moving.
When I marched in the civil rights movement, I did not march with a 12-point program. I marched with tens of thousands of others to change attitudes. And we changed attitudes.
When I was 17 years old, like many of you, I participated in sit-ins to desegregate the restaurants.
Look at this shit, John.
Wilmington, Delaware.
I came out of the civil rights movement. I was one of those guys that sat in and marched and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Did you?
During the 60s, I was, in fact, very concerned about the civil rights movement. I was not an activist. I worked at an all-black swimming pool.
Okay, wait a minute. So, wait.
I was involved in what they were thinking.
Didn't he just say?
This is Gavin Newsom Sr.
Didn't he just say? Oh shit, Joe. What the hell is going on, Joe? This bastard just said that he was in this marching and shit. I don't want to play it back. Come on, the lies.
What they were feeling. I was involved, but I was not out marching. I was not down in Selma. I was not anywhere else. I was a suburbanite kid.
Yeah, but you just said you marched.
Kid who got a dose of exposure to what was happening to Black Americans when I'm in my own city.
He looked dishonest back then. Oh, shit.
Yeah, at some point you gotta know to go board instead of trying to go for too many books. When you know you ain't got a 4 in your hand, that means shut your ass up and go on pay what you got. Don't get greedy, and that's what he done.
Man, sheesh. Oh my goodness. This dude is tough to watch when you get common sense.
You know, when I was a teenager in Delaware,
Too late now, though. He's
got
president.
involved in the civil rights movement. We have the 8th largest black population in America. Most people don't know that. And I'd go to 8 o'clock mass, then I'd go to Reverend Herring's church where we'd meet in order to organize and figure where we were going to go.
He say corn pop. That's the black dude he made up, ain't it?
And I think he was really worried about reading that reverend's name right. And it looks like the girl off of his right shoulder was really worried about him
As well.
right. Yeah.
Let's back it up a bit. Hey, Joe, you're so stupid. This comes from my archives called Joe So Slow. This is my playlist. It's because it's fucking true.
Here in Delaware, for real, I got involved in the civil rights movement. We have the 8th largest black population in America. Most people don't know that. And I'd go to 8 o'clock mass, then I'd go to Reverend Herring's church where we
Oh, look at her.
in order to
I don't think he got
organize
the
and
name right.
figure where we were going to go.
He got close though.
Whether we're going to desegregate.
Yeah, her eyes got bigger and shit. Wait a minute. Let's see.
Meet.
She's like, oh,
in
don't
order
fuck
to
this up.
organize and figure where we.
Let
8
me see
o'clock
here.
mass, then I'd go to Reverend Herring's church where we'd meet in order to organize and figure where we were going to go, whether we're going to desegregate the Rialto movie theater or what we were going to do. I got my education for real in the black church. And that's not hyperbole, it's a fact. But I got my education, Reverend Doc, in the black church. Not a joke. Because when we used to get organized on Sundays to go out and desegregate movie theaters and things like that, we do
You hear
it in the
this
black
shit?
church. I was no big shakes, Reverend, in the civil rights movement. I was just a kid. I got involved in desegregated movie theaters and helping, you may remember Reverend Moyer in Delaware and Herman Holloway organized voter registration drives, coming out of black churches on Sundays, figuring how we were going to move. In October, I was invited to
Man, look.
National Civil Rights.
Man, look. Joe, stop. We need popcorn to come slap shit out of Joe Biden. Fucking corn pop my ass, man. The hell is that, man? This dude is the most ridiculous liar. The pathology of it all, man. Noobs. It's crazy. Like, but what does that make? Half the country, or less than half.
What do you mean?
If he is a pathological liar, they're believing him. Then what does it make them?
Well, I mean, let's go back to the R. Kelly deal. What does that make all those people?
Fuck.
It's the same, and to you, it's when you go through all of that stuff that's going on with R. Kelly, it's right there in your face. It's just as blatant as the sunshine is in the morning. And to me, that's Joe Biden. That's Joe Biden because I grew up with this idiot.
Fuck. Like, it's crazy when you can see beyond the bullshit because of your lifelong experience watching some shit. I didn't just jump on the R. Kelly bandwagon or the Donald Trump bandwagon. I mean, I've known of these people since I was a kid in the 80s.
And Joe Biden, for whatever reason, was somebody that I have been aware of, since the 80s. And so when I was in high school, this guy was a dirtbag for me. So was Nancy.
Ronald Reagan had his shit. Yes. He had the Iran-Contra thing in the war games, and he brought cocaine into the country because at the time it was legal, and motherfuckers figured out how to cook that shit up and make it into some shit that changed the game and fucked up a lot of people. And a lot of things that, cocaine was legal. People don't even realize that shit.
Or it wasn't illegal yet.
Right.
Right.
And I don't think.
And actually, I mean, to me, and it's been a while since I kind of immersed myself in that whole Iran-Contra thing. But I mean, I think he made the best out of a situation that already existed.
And kind of turned the other cheek. He didn't know the CIA was pumping cocaine in this fucking place.
Well, yeah, and it's not something that he set up, but it's something that
It was a
he had
part
to
of the barter. It was a
he
part
had
of
to
the deal.
yeah, he had to deal with it. And there were probably a couple of options available to him, you know, mechanics already in motion, and he's like, "Man, this whole thing is a shit show. So I guess we're gonna go with, fuck, plan B, you
Well,
know."
the shitting part about it, it didn't destroy his legacy.
No, because I think there were enough people that were in the know, to see
Mm-hmm.
what was going on, even though because we still don't have the whole story. I don't think, even after you know Oliver North retired and wrote his book and everything else. There's so much out there, you know.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that I'm certain old Ali at a point was just following orders.
I
Yeah.
think that dude. Uh, you know that dude was cutting dry a secret squirrel, and yes, that was his job. And he was bound and determined, just because of his upbringing and military lineage and everything else, that for better or for worse, the mission
Right.
was not going to fail because of something that he did or didn't do. And so I think you're absolutely right in that regard.
Yeah, he was literally just followed orders, and he became the fucking fall guy for some shit.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Because you had to have a fall guy. There's gotta be a guy. There's gotta be a fucking Fonnie Willis.
Well, and not just Fannie Willis. Look at all of the people in Trump circles that they've taken down and put in
Yeah.
jail in the last few years. I can't even remember all their names. There's been so many for bullshit.
Yeah, they were doing that to get to him.
Yeah, the General somebody got brain fart. Um, yeah, one of his generals, several of his cabinet members. Look at all the people wrapped up in this Fannie Willis thing. All the co-defendants. Same with the Letitia
Absolutely.
James deal. Oh, and this is what kills me about Letitia James, and this came out today too. I think it came out today. At least I heard it today. So Letitia James is trying to take, Donald Trump to task for interfering with an election.
Right.
Okay. Well, it appears that in her district or in her county or whatever the hell it is that she lives in, they have like 11,000 recall signatures, where there's only 6,800 required. But she wants to go and validate every single signature.
Oh man.
Now, so she's challenging Trump because of election interference, all right? And she doesn't want voters to be, registered, for God's sake, or have ID, but yet she wants to go back through and validate all of these signatures on the recall for her position.
Wow. That's interesting. Mm.
And this is, and it we keep saying that, well, like all the stuff that they're doing to Trump and they're doing to these other people, it's going to come back and bite them in the ass. But it never does bite them in the ass, because it's a lopsided one way kind of thing.
Right. I generally feel like the system is definitely rigged. This is not. Look, I akin it to my bubble really got popped with baseball, and I should have known, because I've always thought, well, damn, you got to actually have a skill set. So the steroid thing didn't bother me, because you actually got to be able to hit a fucking curveball in order to play the goddamn game. But when the Astros cheated, and then they explained how, I was like, holy fuck. Half the battle is knowing what the fucking pitch is coming.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
Literally. That's inside information.
Mm-hmm.
Sign stealing.
That's how Nancy plays the stock market.
Yes. Sign stealing. Egregious shit like the trading places. Insider trading bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden selling his fucking name for influence.
Yep, and access.
Yeah.
And he's up to his eyeballs in Chinese investments.
These are the type of people that spawn an individual's brain to wake up and say, there's a Jeffrey Epstein. I can take an island and set all these son of a bitches up. Exactly what he did.
You think?
He set those motherfuckers up.
You think?
I know it.
I think that he had a hand in setting certain people up.
Okay. Have you ever seen the movie Old Boy?
No.
This is a movie about a man who was a businessman, pretty much a dick, an asshole or whatever, was divorced, didn't take care of his kids, and he fucked around and lost his fucking job. He was a drunk as well. So the night that he lost his job and shit, he gets kidnapped and held hostage for 25 years or 20 years or something like that, and then released to try to find out who kidnapped him and why. Now, it was a company that was actually the people that kidnapped him, but it wasn't the actual person. So I kind of that's what I'm akin that to with what you said.
Well, here's the thing, and let's assume for a moment that Jeffrey Epstein, acting on his own, with his own money and his own influence, established this island with the sole purpose of setting up political figures. Okay?
It may have turned into that at a point.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, what happens whenever homeboy decides to try to implicate one of the Clintons,
right,
in public? Dude would just disappear,
right?
And so what you're talking about may have happened, but it was only for certain people. And
right, I think that for the celebrities, not maybe. Not so, I feel like there's some of the politicians, especially maybe a Bill Clinton or something of that nature. Yeah.
Or the weak ones,
Yeah.
Whenever they needed, the ones that weren't in the inner circle.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's definitely an inner circle guy.
Right. I think that, sometimes, because I feel like that a lot of honeypot situations happen because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Where a picture gets took of you in a compromising position with somebody that don't look quite old enough to be.
Swalwell is one of those.
Uh-huh.
Eric Swalwell.
Uh-huh.
And that's why anytime you see or hear him in Congress now, he's just doing the dancing monkey bit, because they've got him by the short and curlies.
Yeah, ready to release some shit. I got my finger on the trigger.
Yep, him and his Chinese girlfriend.
I got my finger on the trigger.
Mm-hmm. So, anything that comes out of that dude's mouth, you can just discount.
It better be in line. You better fall in line, you fuck.
That dude is a walking, talking chat GPT.
Did you say walking and talking?
Oh yeah, he's a meat bag that's just, the chat GPT guy. He's gonna do exactly what he's told.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're a regular old everyday piece of shit.
Yep, meat puppet.
Oh, yeah, shit, man. You know, it's crazy. I got like a little, you know, you were saying, how do I do this shit, man? I actually have a nice little small command center. You know, even the television is behind me. Sometimes when I go on camera, it actually works with my system. Everything. It's crazy. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I probably need to set something up, but I don't. You know,
I mean, you actually have a, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you have a great, you know, mind. I think you could do your own shit too.
You know, I probably could, but I probably won't. You know.
I said the same thing. I really did. You know, I had no plans on having a podcast or, you know, doing lives and shit. Now it's like, you know, it's like my cocaine. It's like my Joe Biden shit. It's like I get to have it. You know, I get, you know, it because I feel like that a lot of people miss out on some of those clips that I show. And you know, I think that my expounding on it and kind of bringing to light what's being said is needed.
It is needed. And you know, and oh, the thing of it is that now it's beginning to explode, you know. And you know, because what how long have they had this live chat feature on YouTube now? It hasn't been very long.
Oh yeah, it's been what about a good, I want to say it's been a few years. It's been a few, but not quite a decade yet.
Really, it's been on there that long?
Man, it's been people have been going live. Look, since I would say at least for the last 5 years, I've been watching live content about R. Kelly. You know, I'm telling you, it was bad, man. I used to watch that shit daily.
Yeah. With
Because I knew
the chat and all that, I guess I live
yeah,
under a rock.
with all of that, and commenting in chats and joining lives, and I think that kind of set off the StreamYard craze that a lot of these streaming, because with that situation, bloggers spawned like it was crazy. Like people who liked R. Kelly, people who hated R. Kelly. I mean, it was just like the shit went bananas, and YouTube was full of people with content.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So you could get, you know, and it was just some wild shit. I've never seen anything like that. You know, just in a certain sector, like, and you would have to be looking for it, but when you found it, it was crazy. People started making money, scamming off the man's name. The shit was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, because he has people that are literally really like would cry if they see him, fans.
Yeah. Well, you know, and I just think it, you know, and I mean funny, strange, not funny, haha. I just think it's funny that, you know, that for so many people that it's stuff like this, that it's stuff like, you know, the BS going on with R. Kelly, that's bringing folks around to see all the other bull that's going on.
Right.
You know.
Now the crazy thing about me is that I'm like severely aware. Anyway, like I've been that way since I was like a kid. Like,
yeah, I can tell. I mean, this isn't a revelation for you by any means.
I've always been. I was blessed to be around my great grandmother and my great grandfather, and they were old.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Now I'm not gonna say even though they were like in their 80s and shit. You know, my great grandma made it to 80s. My grandfather not so much, but it was crazy because they weren't like. I would say they were, in the physical sense, not in great shape. Like my grandma, my great grandma in her 70s she was on a walker. And my mom is 74, will be 74 in May. And she walks around like, you know, she'll make me tired in Walmart. So it's like different. But the level of wisdom that I was able to gain from these people I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. And I'm because of my great grandmother, I'm a Harry Carey fan. Like I used to love the Cubs, and in the '80s because of this lady. She watched the Cubs faithfully. When they came on regular television.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, man. You go ahead and get up out of here. I'll catch you later, dude. You be all right. Be safe.
See,
Yes.
I think I was lucky in that uh when I went into the military, I went into a lot of different
I was
places.
in the Army too, sir.
Yeah, that's good. And you know, and I'll still never forget because one of the first places that I went to, and so I'm a young guy, not too long out of boot camp, maybe a year or two or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, and going just to buy a pocket knife from a street vendor in Turkey, and
Okay.
you think that would be a fairly simple thing, but no, you need to sit down and you need to have some apple cider with this person, and you tell each other about your families and that sort of thing, and then
Right.
after the introductions are all complete and everybody is satisfied and you've shaken hand, then it's time to conduct business.
Right.
And so, just going different places and seeing how people live and seeing how they do things, it does make you think about, like what they're doing in your own country and why, you know.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, with my great grandmother, it was interesting because I think that you were on the live for Lucille Bogan, right?
I don't remember specifically. The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, the singer lady. Were you on that live?
I don't think so. I think that was
Um,
before I found
that
you
may
guys.
have been before you. Well, I don't know if that was. I mean, because I go down so many different crazy rabbit holes, man.
Hmm.
That's one thing that I like about my channel. We start in a place,
Yeah.
and it takes us everywhere.
Yeah.
That's why I say life is connected because you can pretty much show that, like I said, E. Jean Carroll is no different than one of these R. Kelly ladies that's being fed lines like we saw.
Yeah. Now, my only criticism is that we know you don't have any taste because you keep inviting me back.
Right.
So you're gonna have to work on the people that you're hanging out with.
Yeah, I mean, and some people, I'm like, man, he didn't have sex with that lady.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Get out of here,
No,
man. Come on. Like E. Jean Carroll, I'm like, come on, man.
gotta be real. I mean, the dude is out with a
I'm
different
like,
supermodel every night between wives.
oh my goodness. And in this era, I'm sure he's probably had maybe hit some threesomes, or I'm certain.
Well,
Starting with Trump.
and I think and if you go back and you look at the stuff that's been published about E. Jean Carroll, even the stuff that E. Jean Carroll herself has published, she's been a demented, twisted dreamer of things she could never
Now,
have.
you know what the messed up scenario is, because I've lived this life, man, and it's the shit that I know. It's like, what the fuck are these people talking about? There's lifestyles, okay? People have certain lifestyles. Just like you get the LGBTQ community, you get a community of people who are freaky. That is why R. Kelly sold so many records. That is why there is a porn industry that is online and booming, because people have fetishes and things that they like to see and they like to do, and they will go and pay to do it, and they will pay somebody to do it to them. So I don't want nobody to sit here because you don't know what the hell is going on and where people's kink levels are and all of that, because there are some women, and when you're famous, you ain't get to walk up and grab them by anything. They'll walk up and grab you because you're famous. Let's not get it twisted.
And that's what she's really after. She's clawing for the fame.
I feel like the E. Jean Carroll came on to him.
Oh,
He
and was
pulled on,
probably flat refused.
and he probably in Donald Trump fucking fashion at that.
Yeah.
Have you seen my wife?
I don't even think she had the balls to do it because, all of that crap that she talks is all in her head.
Right.
I don't think she would even have the balls to approach Donald Trump in that way.
That lady is crazy. Period. There's nothing else. No, she's insane. Because I looked at her and I'm like, even in the 90s, you weren't, oh my God.
Rough, yeah.
Oh.
Not in the same league as
Not to mention,
yeah.
she is clearly a lesbian.
And just a nut job.
Clearly a lesbian.
Yeah. Who could talk to her for 5 minutes and not think she wasn't nuts?
This woman's clearly a lesbian. She asked Rachel screw that. No. I don't like to even fuck around. I think I got this shit saved somewhere. Hold on, because she literally asked this woman. It fucked me up so bad. I was like, what the fuck just happened here? Did she literally ask this woman out?
Hitting on Rachel.
Yeah, it's yours. What do you want? I mean, there are literally R&B songs out there that say whatever you want, you can have it. I give it to you. Just be my baby. What's the next thing you want if you gave somebody all of that? If I take a female out with a meal and to dinner, a few times, I'm gonna expect some sex. I mean, so you talking about buying houses and shit. What are you expecting from this lady? Seriously. Let's just be honest. Let's be real. Let's just I'm just saying, I'm being as honest as I can and trying to be as nice as I can about it here. I mean, what would you expect, man? Come on.
She's gross. I wouldn't expect.
She's nasty. She literally was on talking about rape as if it was sexy or some shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then it's all in her head.
I'm like, are you kidding me? She's insane. Like, are you serious? And you gave this lady $80-something million of this man's money in a judgment?
Let's see if I can bring
There is no piece of ass that's worth $80-some-odd million. I don't care where it is. I don't care if it sings "Oh Come All Ye Faithful." No. Not 87 million. That's insane.
Let's see here.
Noobs, they're killing me, man. Not 87 million. And not 30 years for R. Kelly for people who's still alive and not dead. What are you doing? 30, pretty much 31 years, 52 years because they gave him 20 in one, 30 in the other one, and then 1 year extra concurrent. So looks like 31 years, but oh my God, this shit's stupid.
Yeah, so there she is in the 90s.
Let me see what we're gonna add that.
Yeah.
No, man, that ain't.
Yeah,
no.
She wishes.
No, Adrian. No. Nah, I don't think so. It's I don't think so. That's the wrong answer. Eugene. No, this and I think it was Marla Maples. Marla Maples got you beat, baby.
You got one of her?
Let me see. Let me get a picture of Marla Maples. How's the mic sounding tonight? Is it sounding pretty good?
You do get more background noise from that, but I mean, it's a lot easier to hear you.
Okay. Okay, I may have to adjust some gain or something.
Yeah, or background reduction or something like that.
Yeah, do something like, because the mic is pretty darn hot.
Mm-hmm.
And is that a bit better?
I'll let you know as we go along, because it's not like every second that you get background noise.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm working with a new mic here, so.
Yeah. The headphone mic, I mean, it's definitely a lot brighter than your other mic.
Well, I actually, what I've done, I got another mic and I got a set of headphones on that's going through the mic, so it's giving me a really solid, take of how I'm sounding. So I can hear every T, I can hear it all. So I'm like, okay, is it really sounding like that to them?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So I don't have to yell or anything. I go on rants and I'm gonna have to back up,
Yeah, oh yeah, because you'll overload the mic.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so it's like I'm going. Like I said, I'm going to upgrade. I mean, things are really working out. So, especially with my channel and everything, and I'm I'm humbled by the fact that people are just randomly coming to it, and then I look somebody subscribed. I'm like, oh shit, that was days after I did. I'm like, that's like I'll look up and new people are subscribing every day. So I must be on the right track. I must be talking about something that people really want to hear.
Yeah.
Let me
Neil,
try to find
I was
Marla.
looking over here at Neil Johnson's video. I haven't seen the whole thing yet, but he's talking about.
Hold on, let me go find this lady. I need you to see. I think he cheated on what was it, Ivana or Ivanka? What was her name? What was his?
Yeah, Ivanka.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is her. Oh no, she ain't ugly still. Come on, Marlon. Shit. Good Lord. Let's see, Marlon Maple. What was her name? Let's see. Hold on, give me a second. Give me 1 second, because I want to pull up this picture.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, she was worth a little. He had up some females, boy. Trump was not out here playing. And she was a little bit more wholesome, I would say, than what people would probably be used to from him. But Talking about Marla, but I can see the freak in her.
Oh.
I'm like, yeah, I see why you. I see what happened there. Because you was cheating all off up on your wife with this here.
Mm-hmm.
Little situation right here, buddy. Yeah. Oh, Marla Maples was kind of cute there. Let me see. I don't want to Google. Let me see. I'm trying to get to the right page. We'll stop that because I had already set it up. It is a lot of work sometimes. You know, I do be getting crossed up. Like, damn, shit, what happened?
What do I do with it?
I would get crossed up like I done fucked myself up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I said, it's worth it. Daily
It just
day.
means you need more screens.
I swear, man. Shit. What the hell are they talking about here? What is this shit? Nope, that ain't it either. What the hell is happening? Oh, yeah, it is. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, E. Jean Carroll don't look nothing like that.
Nope.
That's a pretty lady. E. Jean Carroll look like, oh my goodness. Who done it and why? That's what she looks like. Who done it? Why did they do it? And they need to take it back immediately. That's hurtful shit. Hurts my eyes. Hurts my understanding. E. Jean Carroll. She is like Andrew Constrand, Bill Cosby type chick. That's how I categorize that lady. She's nothing. And they, I know that there are real victims, man.
Yeah.
That's one of the key things that when that R. Kelly Gayle King interview thing we kind of got into a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the key things that R. Kelly said in that video. He was like, there are actually real victims that are out there that actually are on chains and shit. Like, what are you doing?
and and this is the part that blows my mind, and so you know the whole believe all women, crusty old slogan, and it's all they did all this mess to bring down R. Kelly, but then you know somebody like Mel Gibson puts out a movie about child sex trafficking, and they all go freaking bananas.
Right. Oh, what a great film. Oh,
No. They just the opposite.
oh
They're
no.
trying to protest
Oh,
this movie
protesting.
put
Yeah.
together by Mel Gibson and a dude who was some kind of special forces that was involved with liberating a lot of these people. I've forgotten the name of the movie. I'll have to Google it now. I have to write that down. But
Right.
yeah, and so all these people that have been talking up and preaching and clapping like monkeys about Me Too are the same ones that are protesting
Right.
this movie that is based on real events about child sex trafficking. What kind of sense does that
Right.
make?
Makes no sense at all. Shit.
No.
It's fucking crazy. that makes no damn sense.
Yeah, and now we find out that the Biden administration has compounds full of underage uh, illegal immigrant minors that they are uh, shipping out to different homes all over the country. That's not legal. And we're paying for it. We're doing it. I mean, it's our money that they're using to do it.
Right. You know what's happening there. Opening up cleaning services.
You know?
Cleaning services.
The thing is that you don't know what's happening to these kids. Maybe under great conditions, they're ending up, doing cleaning services for room and board and that sort of thing. Under less than ideal circumstances, what's happening to them?
Right. Because you still have that, scourge of the earth factor that Donald Trump has been telling us about.
Yup. And so, and who's nobody's tracking where these kids are going. Nobody's tracking who these kids belong to.
Right.
They're being used as tokens to gain
And
entry.
they got pissed when Trump actually had like little camps and areas to try to figure who the fuck these people are.
Exactly. Oh, they're separating families. No, they're trying to find out which family this kid belongs to. Because the dude that showed up with him probably ain't it.
Right. Like he don't look nothing like these. Whose kids are these?
Right. Yeah. You got some, in some cases, the kid is, you got this dude that's like 16, 18 years old, and he's dragging around an infant or whatever. Maybe it's his, maybe it's not. Maybe he stole that kid in order to get across the border. Nobody knows.
Right. Shit's crazy. Shit's fucking crazy. Hey man, look. So I'm trying to find out and see, like, as far as when it comes to kind of expanding my reach, because you kind of showed me some things like as far as data, and I've been doing analytics and whatnot, and I'm just trying to figure out what could I possibly do to expand the reach of this channel.
Well, one of the things that has kind of been turning in the back of my mind is that your live shows, whenever you're going to do your live shows, you schedule those. How often, you're going to do it or whatever, you schedule those. And then on the days that you're not doing live shows, maybe you just do a little recording, to talk about a point or two, leading into what you're going to talk about on your live show.
Right, and give myself a little bit more time to
start priming people up, because I know when I see something pop up in my alert that's from your channel, I want to go see what it is. And if it's just you guessing for 2.5 to 5 minutes or whatever about things that you were thinking about and want to talk about during your live show, oh well, now I got something to start thinking about too.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
What works for me?
Yeah, and I still think Wednesday night is your best night because people are starting to slow down from the weekend. It's like Wednesday; they ain't going nowhere.
Right, and the thing of it is, I'm picking up people along the way, at the same time, So I kind of enjoy that because, I think now that I can go to somebody else's phone and just put in the word "provoked" and then I come up. So I'm like, oh shit, like this fucking crazy. Like, wow.
And when you really do start taking off, I mean, you're gonna have to start scheduling folks like me, because you're not gonna be able to have like 15 people in your panel at the same time.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, and I just feel like that I'm on the right track of what's happening, and especially, being able to tie, these legal ends together, because like I said, all of these things are new to me. I've never seen any of this shit. This is precedence in my life, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I feel like we're finding a lot of shit out together. Like it was very revealing tonight to listen to Joe Biden in a calmer state speak of very fucked up ideology.
Yeah, even while he's lucid, right?
Like they built this country. I'm like, oh my God, me as a black man, you as a white man, shit, Indian descent and all that shit. Every party you should be like, you motherfucker, what?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, because we've been here. These motherfuckers, they didn't build shit.
Right.
I admit that you can put about 20 of them on a house and they can get it up in about a month, but fuck.
Well, and that started with Obama when he stood up there and told everybody, you didn't build that. Stood up in front of crowds of people and said, none of you people built that.
Right. These Mexicans are in the country building some of the flippingest houses ever built.
So we were getting set up back then.
Yeah.
Because nobody really knew what he meant by that at first. There was a lot of pundits out there, jostling it around and everything, but nobody really knew what he meant by that.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, man, it makes you want to just, I don't know, oh my goodness, punch a wall. I don't know. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid. And it's a burden to be this aware.
Yeah, because you talk about things being, living rent free in your head, and you're like, man, I know the thing that lives in my head rent free every day is like, man, what stupid shit am I gonna see today?
Because it's gonna happen.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck. I mean, all you got to do is just keep on refreshing your fucking YouTube.
I know.
And it's like, whoop, up there it is.
Yeah. Bingo, we have a winner.
Keep on
I've got the
spinning
golden ticket.
Keep on spinning that wheel, baby. Keep on spinning that wheel, and you are going to hit pay dirt. I promise you. It is hilarious. It's like, oh shit, who fucked up? Oh goodness, Diddy's going through some more shit. Oh, damn it. People won't stop talking about this man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Because there is and I believe it's a at least the way I heard the story, it's a Chinese proverb, but it's also a curse. And when somebody tells you, may you live in interesting times, it sounds like, oh, well, that's nice. Thank you. Nah, dude, you're going to get screwed because if you live in we live in interesting times. This is what they're talking about. This foolishness.
It's the most, like I said, I lived through the 80s. I've lived through the 90s, man. I lived in a neighborhood where it was fucking shootouts. I've seen people get shot when I was like 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about riddled with bullets and still lived. Like, fuck, you're back on the streets? Damn. Good Lord.
And I lived the 80s too, but, I grew up in different circles than you did, obviously. I was always, I was a military brat too. And so.
Yeah. You grew up around guns, just a little bit different, more organized.
Oh, a lot more organized. And,
more organized.
Yeah, oh yeah. If your buddy Johnny, decided to, show his ass one day in front of his friends or some, that came down swift and hard because, all these folks, had military moms and dads too. And so it's definitely a different environment than what you're used to.
Right.
Because I wasn't getting shot at every day.
Yeah.
I heard the gunshots every day, but that's
not necessarily getting shot at every day. You had your street gangs. Because you got to think about, there was a ridiculous crack epidemic that had a gang epidemic along with it at the same time. It was in a poverty-ridden, government cheese getting ass neighborhood.
Yeah.
it was interesting times.
Oh yeah. And, a lot of those interesting times, I knew where those places were. And I just spent some time in those places, and for me, there were places like, Chula Vista, south of San Diego and that sort of thing.
Literally, I grew up, and I tell people, I grew up in an era where when you walked up to Dairy Queen, you didn't go inside of a building. You walked up to the window and ordered your ice cream.
Yeah.
Outside. Dairy Queen was not open in the wintertime in cold areas.
Right.
If it was a cold area, Dairy Queen was not fucking open. I grew up in that area, and it was not even that far away.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, and it's amazing. I saw Michael Jackson had a fucking doll. Okay, a top selling doll. He was the fucking man. It was Barbie and Michael Jackson. They purposely made Michael Jackson the size of the Ken doll so Michael Jackson could somehow go over Barbie's house. They
I
did
see.
that shit.
You know, for the most part, I thought the '80s were a pretty good time. I did not know at the time how good we had it then.
Look, the toys were fucking amazing.
Yeah. Oh.
Like how old were you in the 80s?
I was, well, let's see. In 1980, I was 10 years old. So
Okay. Fuck it. I was well, I would say that I was born in 78. So yeah, but I still remember, and I had great toys. I mean, damn it, the toys were fucking crazy.
What was your
Like
favorite?
around your area, you was probably like the Atari. It fucking came out, the ColecoVision and all that shit.
Yeah, I definitely had. I had the Atari 2600 when it came out. I think I still got that thing around here somewhere.
I
But
mean,
I mean,
with
my
jousting.
oh yeah, my absolute favorite toy of the '80s or
Okay.
the late '70s was that, you know, that that helicopter on a wire thing. And you had the little controller, and you know the thing actually flew, but it was connected to this cable, and it would go around in the circles, and they had little things you could pick up. And I've forgotten what the thing was called, but that was my absolute favorite. That and the Big Trek. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. My favorite toys were fucking He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And I'm talking about the fucking castle of Grayskull, every fucking character you could fucking imagine. And the fucked up thing about it was, if you knew how to take care of your toys, that's perfectly fine. But when you get that piece of shit cousin that comes over your house and pulls on the fucking legs that just had a little piece of rubber holding it together and snaps your shit, now you don't have a toy. Now one of your toys got a broke leg.
Yeah.
Irreparable damage. Yeah, it's fucking crazy, man. The toys were great. I used to love the Transformers and shit back then.
Oh yeah, I used to have those myself.
Oh sweet Jesus, those Transformers.
I had Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, all of them.
Oh my goodness, the fucking Transformers, man. Hot Wheels.
Oh yeah. I used to have the whole street where you
the Hot Wheel track, man. Come on, bro.
I remember those tracks.
Oh, the Hot Wheel track. I mean, in a simpler time, man, and it's like you felt like you had every fucking thing. Like, are you kidding me? You got a whole track running through your living room and shit. Ready to go. The race is on. Like, we starting.
I used to have the Scooby Doo van too.
Like shit, qualified. The qualified's coming up soon for this race, this Hot Wheels track. Or not to mention the fucking ones that they had the little remotes in the track that was electric and you plug it in.
And the slot cars, yeah.
Oh my fucking god, that shit used to be crazy. Never really worked quite like they said it would on television, but okay. Cause you can wear that shit out in one Christmas day. You can fuck the whole toy up. Done that before. And it was amazing. Like the Christmas shit was fucking crazy. Like back when we were kids, like when you really expected for Santa Claus to bring you some shit. Oh god, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I got that vertibird in that shared over to you. That's the one right there.
Oh
man.
yeah.
That was the greatest thing ever.
They fly, motherfucker, fly.
Yeah. Now you got all these drones and everything. You know, I jumped on that craze when it started.
Oh shit, yeah. So look at the chopper. It's like, get to the chopper now. That's cool shit, man. Cool shit.
And you could run it all day long because the batteries were in the base, and I think it took like 4 big D batteries.
Fucking D batteries, big ass batteries.
Mm-hmm.
Say you the electric football games and shit they used to have.
Oh yeah, those are good.
I remember we used to, when we were growing up, when wrestling was popular, they used to have these wrestlers you could turn their heads and they'll talk shit out of it. It was called the Back Talking Slammers, where you used to put like certain type of battery in there in order for wrestlers to talk.
Right.
And then I used to have the tall Stone Cold Doll as well, where he would talk on the mic in his hand.
He said, "Give me a hell yeah."
Yeah, that was some good days right there, man.
Yeah,
And the ring set, and then you have the entrances of the wrestlers. You just gotta use a certain wrestler, tap the wrestler on the button, and then the entrance song will come on.
Well, when I was there when the wrestling toys first came out, and they didn't move, they didn't have the arms didn't move, they were just stiff.
Yeah, yeah, I saw those too. Yeah,
the motherfucker was stiff. Hulk Hogan was stiff as shit, stuck in his pose, stuck,
brother.
Yeah.
You guys remember Stretch Armstrong?
Oh my goodness, do I? I had an Inspector Gadget, man.
Did you?
Yep. It was Inspector Gadget, man. That shit was crazy.
These kids will never understand how great we had toys growing up. I mean, I'm a late '90s baby in early 2000s, and I gotta say, we were the last era to have great toys.
To get decent toys, I remember that because my daughter used to get some decent toys.
Yep, and then my sister, she's have all these damn Barbies and all this other shit she used to have. So it's like we were good. We had a lot of toys we wanted. We had, a toy guitar and all that stuff. We got spoiled when we were young because we ain't gonna never have a time like that again.
No, everybody is now thinking about getting, like chips implanted to their brain so they don't have to be away from their cell phones.
And still on their cell phones. We weren't on our cell phones back then. We didn't have
those cell phones.
Hell, cell phone. What is that?
We didn't even have Android touchscreens. None of that. We were just kids in the 2000s hanging outside, and it was just we weren't in the house all the time. But the games were good back then too.
Mm-hmm.
And the companies they used to have like THQ. And I forgot some other companies, but man, THQ was one of the best. And I used to pass by THQ all the time when I used to pass Culver City as a kid.
Right.
Yep, and it was like, oh my god, that's what all my favorite wrestling games are being made at.
So THQ shit.
And THQ had the best wrestling games. Don't get me wrong
You talking about PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1, Nintendo, GameCube, Xbox, PS2, Dreamcast. No, hold on.
My goodness, the Sega Dreamcast.
I don't know if Royal Rumble was Dreamcast yet, but they used to have this bomb engineer from Akai, whatever the engineering was for WCW versus NWO. Forgot which one it is. Revenge. And then you had WWF, WrestleMania 2000, WWF, No Mercy. All had the same engineer under Akai, same as Def Jam and Def Jam Fight for New York. These kids don't, they don't understand good wrestling games like we do.
Man.
Because when we played back then, they used to have a lot of great wrestlers. No Mercy was the definition of the Attitude Era. I said it before. At that point, everybody was over as fuck.
Yep.
Like you Crash Holly and
he said Crash. Oh shit.
Who else?
Crash.
Yep. Kurt Angle, he was just coming in. He was getting over already as a bad motherfucker. Oh man, it was a lot of them, man. These kids, man, nowadays they can't experience wrestling the way we did, especially in the late '90s when Vince went public with his goofy ass. Always be on talking about that. That's not fair. That promo what he did, and talking about life sucks. Life has sucked for him now. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna go from here for Vinnie Mac.
I don't know, man, but wrestling pretty good right now to me now. I mean,
Yeah,
they
under
putting it
Hunter's
together.
guidance, yeah. Especially when you have someone like Triple H who really understands wrestling so well and learn
Yeah,
from the
I
greats.
mean, he
Like,
always has. I mean, come on now,
and he,
to
yep,
to combat the NWO with DX was masterwork.
oh yeah,
Masterwork.
mm-hmm. And on top, yeah, and it's like Triple H. That dude learned from the greats like Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, of course, and Harley Race. Cause he got that high knee. People don't know
Right.
where that high knee came from.
Right.
Cause Jim Ross always had a high knee like Harley Race. I'm like, that makes sense. I've heard a story that Harley Race really wanted to kill Hulk Hogan because Hulk Hogan was with the WWF and they were going public. They were going mainstream, a wide mainstream audience, and they didn't, them territories. They didn't like that because they felt like they were all about to go out of business, and sadly, most of them all did.
Right, I apologize. I was in here feeding my cat, man. My cat
Oh.
alerted me that her bowl was empty and shit. My fault. I said,
Oh, that's all right. So yeah, it's like the territory days. They were afraid, and they were afraid to lose their spotlight due to Vince McMahon wanting to go mainstream wrestling and combine it with entertainment. And it's like
that whole thing was something I never got into.
You got to thank Vince for changing the game on that.
Yeah.
The territory thing.
Yeah. Even though he changed the game, but he sure had to make a lot of sacrifices to keep his company going.
Yeah.
And Andre the Giant died at 46. So that's the same age China died. She died at 46. That's crazy. Yeah, this numerology stuff in that world is something else.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked when I heard Eddie die. I had a feeling that some of these deaths are very suspected.
Bray Wyatt's death is suspect to me.
Yep, because he died on Vince McMahon's birthday. He was Vince is 78. You flip that 78 over, means 87, which is the year Bray Wyatt was born. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. And he died at 36. Coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Most wrestlers, man, they died in their 30s or their 40s. And it's
potentially was on his way to becoming one of the greatest wrestlers of all times because the fans wanted Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. And it's like that was another Vince McMahon sacrifice. Some people say it was a Triple H sacrifice. Triple H is a part of that crew too.
Mm.
And yeah. And then I was recently, I haven't been on this panel like last day or two. I was looking up some stuff about Benoit, and I'm like, hold on, man. If these people say he did this, why you didn't show the DNA to prove that he did it?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. They want to cover that up so bad. And Vince paid these detectives a lot of money to really make sure that the truth never comes out about it. Because deep down in me, I still feel that Benoit did not do those things they said he did. They want to say crazy and all that. You know, the narrative they always push. So ever since Vince is going down, a lot of people are starting to speculate that Vince had a hand behind this.
But I think if he did, he used Kevin Sullivan.
Oh yeah, yep. Because you know Kevin Sullivan is a high-ranking Freemason, so it's like
And
Vince is a
and
high-ranking Freemason.
Chris Benoit was married to Kevin Sullivan's ex.
Nancy. So it's like Chris Benoit was sealing his fate right there. But knowing him, the big mistake was him going to WWE as a known Freemason. Vince McMahon is. Man. And then it's like, remember that promo when Eddie was talking? Sorry to switch. Remember Eddie was talking about that promo about Minnesota against Brock Lesnar when they were going for the title, no way out.
Right.
And a year later, he died in Minnesota. Predictive programming.
Right.
Same with Simpsons. A lot of predictive programming. Because the Simpsons predicted a lot of shit. Like the bee, the hornets, the bumps, the virus and stuff. It's like they had some highly people writing that damn show. Because they have to. It's called, I don't know, I forgot, but I looked that word up. But it's very obvious when you have certain people writing shows and showing what the whole purpose of the show is.
Yeah, but you know, it's like they got Vince out here so scary, ain't no telling what he'd do.
And it's like, I've been hearing that and if some come out about that whole Chris Benoit situation, since Vince got all these allegations going on, all these deaths of these wrestlers are going to get revealed too.
I mean, we saw firsthand what he did to Bret Hart on live TV.
Oh yeah, spit in his face, and I believe taking Owen Hart out was retaliation for what Bret did to Vince.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. Batman, the cartoon show, had a show called Over the Edge, and WWE took that name, used it as their pay-per-view, because in the Batman show, someone fell to their death, and then Owen fell to his death as a Blue Blazer. It's like it's no coincidence.
A superhero with no superpowers, just like that there.
And the funny thing is, Vince loves using that stuff. Like, if you look at the Royal Rumble 96, and it says you've been warned. I'm like, really, Vince? And then, oh yeah, of course, you got the Undertaker right in front of it. If what I heard, they've been using Undertaker for blood sacrifices throughout the years. And I was playing SmackDown vs. Raw 07 a long time ago. And they had I saw a video. And they had Undertaker talking to Chris Benoit about what's going to happen to him and stuff. It's nuts. Like, Vince loves seeing certain wrestlers fall.
Damn it, Vince.
It's crazy. He predicted a lot of their deaths too, which is funny. Because Roddy Piper didn't care for him like that. I'm sure a lot of wrestlers who spoke out against Vince, man, things always happening.
Oh yeah, Triple H definitely married. He's the CFO of WWE.
Chief, COO basically. Yeah.
Yeah, chief operating officer.
Oh, Chief Content Officer. Yeah, my bad. Even though he's great, but it's like, That's how Triple H was able to get that spot. He needed to kick Vince out in order to get that spot he wants.
I would say third best wrestler of the era of The Rock, Triple H, and Stone Cold.
Yeah.
With Stone Cold being the top dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Rock is second, Triple H third.
Yeah. I was watching one of his documentaries, Austin's, the time he walked out of the company, because he was really fed up with Vince and his stupid ass antics. And then when they met at the hotel, Austin was really worried. He was saying, man, we're going to fight. We're going to die or something. You're going to try to kill me because I walked out of your company. But good thing it came out well because we could have lost Austin that night too.
Right.
Because Vince really didn't like when he walked out. He don't like when any of his wrestlers walk out. Because if you walk out on them and you trying to come back, they're going to try to plan stuff against you.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So in that entertainment industry, wrestling industry, people think the wrestling industry is not like the entertainment and the music. They're all alike. They all do a lot. They do the same thing. They get down with certain groups that are powerful. So they have to do what Massa tells them to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not going to try to play Matt and please him or whoever they Massa is, oh yeah. And it's on top of that, Eddie's death, man, the heart attack, that dude looked so well on Friday. I remember watching that episode. His last match was against Mr. Kennedy. He didn't look bad. And then 2 days later, you heard he passed away. It's so crazy. He died on a Sunday. And Eddie's a Christian too.
Yep.
That's a blood sacrifice for Rey Mysterio and Chavo and Vicky.
That's correct.
And it's so funny because I saw Rey Mysterio winning the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm like, hold on. So this lets me know this whole shit was already planned beforehand. And then Vicky Guerrero all of a sudden became a general manager of SmackDown. I'm like, wow. Now I'm starting to see all the dots here.
Right.
It's like, so they sacrifice Latino heat for these three.
Mm-hmm.
Not a coincidence.
I don't think so either.
Because Rey Mysterio, look where he at. He wouldn't be where he at without Eddie Guerrero, period.
No.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, I think people need to start looking into Vince McMahon's theme song and read what he's really saying. What the song is talking about, because in that part he was talking about puppets. I'm like, okay. All right, Mr. Vinnie Mac.
Because you've got no chance. No chance in hell. Mm-mm.
Yeah. And he approved it. Well, of course he did. That's typical Vince McMahon, as always. The evil genius.
No chance in hell. Yeah, man. So, fellas, look, I'm finna get up out of here again tonight.
All right, my man.
It's been a stone gas with your players. Love you to death.
Good night, everybody.
I appreciate you. Appreciate the chat. We will revisit this again, noobs. One of these days, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of create a room. Unless me and you
brag about Easy E. Yep.
So we can kind of talk off the record.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yep, I do.
Kind of go over some things.
All right.
Because I respect your opinion. I respect everybody's opinion. If you want to give it to me, hey, And also, if anybody wants to go ahead and contribute to my channel, of course, you can contribute to my Cash App that's scrolling down there at the bottom of the screen. If I grow, trust me, the content grows and we all grow. It's gonna grow into something. So you all have a great night, and I truly appreciate it, man.
Later.
All right, peace.
How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we start up the movement? How long we gon' keep letting them do us? How long before we say fuck this piece shit and grab them clappers? How long before we lose our voices shouting Black Lives Matter? How long we gon' keep letting them disrespect our president? How long we gon' keep letting them terrorize our residents? I'm sick of this shit. It's word to Bernie Mac. How long before we police ourselves, take our own streets back? How long for Uncle Tom here and hate on this shit? How long before they take a shot at me for making this shit? How long I gotta wait for justice for Josiah Shaw? How long we gotta fake it till we can take it and whack 'em all? How long we not gonna make these youngins pull their pants up? How long we gonna keep letting them shoot us down with our hands up? How long we gonna keep killing our own and making these streets hot? How long will what I say to you stay with you when the beat stop? How long's your attention span? How long you watch the news? You ain't down to shake shit up with the rebels for the cause? I ain't talking to you.